Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between, yeah, it's all that. And we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Morning. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay. Of course, I am here with Righteous Reg. How are you?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, your favorite commentator, Righteous Reg in the building. It's Saturday morning. I'm feeling good. It's a wrestling day. West Coast Pro is today in Oakland, California. So I'm already riding those vibes, Philip Lindsay. It's been a funny week, as always. I picked up my phone many times this week and just been like, let me put this back down here. Don't want to see that. I'm out of here. Yesterday, it finally happened, Philip Lindsay. We got the good news. I mean, good news, and not to everybody, but to a lot. Your favorite basketball playing old man, the dad, LeBron James, finally landed somewhere. He's a Philadelphia 76er. Philip Lindsay, how you feel about it?
I was confused as to what you were talking about at first because I was like, what was yesterday? But yeah, I forgot. He stretched this thing out, made the entirety of this offseason about him in classic LeBron fashion.
So funny.
And he officially revealed that he will be heading to the Philadelphia 76ers. And I immediately thought, this is hilarious because this makes that yeah. Very funny stuff, man. This makes the Celtics trade even funnier because it's like, bro, yeah, LeBron could have still ended up on the Sixers, but you made it an even more advantageous situation with Jaylen Brown there. And yeah, that Celtics trade is really one of the worst trades of all time. No, there's no getting around it. Awful trade. But yeah, Philadelphia 76ers look like top contenders to come out of the East now. They've got to be immediate favorites. He's going to a team with 4 All-Stars on it. If they can stay healthy, Joel Embiid, like I said, Jaylen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey. They look stacked.
That's a sick squad, though. I can't lie. I cannot lie. He is coming on to a team, a super team, dog. I thought we were done with this, and he's going out kind of the way he messed up the game for a while.
He's still trying to make the super team thing happen, and maybe it'll work, man. Maybe it won't. It all depends. These guys have to stay healthy. Joel Embiid's track record for the last few years with his health hasn't been great, and LeBron played about 60 games last season, but he is heading into next season. He's going to be 42 years old. I don't know.
Who is the captain? Who is the leader of this squad, Phil Lindsay? Who takes control here? Because like
it should guys, be Embiid, because that's Embiid's
right?
team.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does he take a backseat to this guy because he's here now, being him?
I feel like he almost has to, but
yeah.
I was watching Wilbon talk about it yesterday, and people have made this out to be like, oh, the pressure's on LeBron. No, it isn't. LeBron has won 4 championships. His legacy is cemented. He is all-time scoring leader. This guy can retire. He could change his mind tomorrow, and he's still LeBron. He's still a top 5 all-time player. None of that changes. Embiid is yet to win anything. All of the pressure is on Embiid's back. Jaylen Brown, another one. He's already a champion, Finals MVP. All of this is on Embiid's back. He got something to prove here. He's been saying trust the process for years now. He the one that got to get it done.
And if Embiid can't do it with Jaylen Brown and LeBron James, it's like
it's gonna look crazier for Embiid if they don't get it done with this stacked team than it will for LeBron.
Absolutely. LeBron could play half the season and be like, I'm chill and be out of here. Like at any point in this, like this is just like I want to wave to my fans, nice little farewell run. Embiid, the pressure, all eyes are on him. Like he has to stay healthy, like you said, first of all, and he has to try to lead this team with these new additions and feel like the biggest basketball player on the court. People have said he's the best player in the NBA, so like there's an opportunity there, but like you got to win, G. If you don't win, when there's about to be documentaries on you and there's about to be all this crazy dumb new media, extra media, like you got to put up numbers, G.
Yeah. And there's no guarantee, and I've already seen people saying they're going to win championship. There's no guarantee because we've seen super teams come together and lose. I mean, we saw when they brought all of those players to LA at the tail end of the Kobe and Shaq era, and they still lost to the Detroit Pistons of all people. And so anything can happen. There's no guarantee this is going to lead to a win. And LeBron James is going to be 42. Man, time is undefeated. He was third option in LA on this team. He's looking like he's going to be a third option again.
Yep. With
Embiid and Jaylen Brown, and then like where VJ Edgecombe is, I don't know, man. Like I don't think this is like the guarantee that people think it is, and you know it is a very good situation for him. This is a much better option than going to Cleveland. I thought he was going to go to Cleveland, but given the team he's got in Philly, this is much better for him, and there are a lot of things I think that are funny about it. And I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, well, you hate him. I mean, I don't like him, but there are things that I think are very funny about it. First of all, and I described this verbatim exactly the same way on the phone to somebody when I first heard about it. This guy has to be like the most full of shit guy in all the sports. To put that tweet out and say, I was really thinking about being done, guys. I was thinking I played my last game of basketball. No, you didn't. Like, let's cut it out, dog. You were going to come back and play basketball. You were not going to just announce your retirement without getting your farewell tour. Nah, that nobody believes that.
He acting like he was going to get a tweet off and be like, thanks, you guys. Nice knowing you. No way. 0%.
You're going to go out like that, losing like that to the OKC Thunder, that's going to be your last hurrah in basketball? Nobody believed that. No one. Like you can sell that to somebody else. Now you got your agent, Rich Paul, out here spinning the most bullshit narratives that we have seen in the history of sports. I don't think it's a coincidence now that he was out this week saying, nah, Iverson's a bigger celebrity than Kobe ever was. Hey, it's nasty. Y'all don't have to do this. Like, y'all were not on this train when he was Mr. LA and Mr. Hollywood. Now you're trying to use one of my favorite players of all time to spin narratives off of, and it's gross. And you're doing it with a guy that ain't here to defend himself. I think that's whack.
Keep the dead's name out of the mouse, man. They don't need to be in this conversation. Like, we were there, Philip Lindsay. I live in California. I experienced like this godlike presence and people looking at this man like he's a different being. We're not gonna do that. Like Iverson like changed the world for a lot of people, but like Kobe,
look, you guys, bro, Iverson's cultural impact is what it is. I think he is one of the most influential basketball players of all time. And I mean, case in point, this guy, you can see the direct influences in every way on LeBron. His tattoos, he wears an arm sleeve, the way he's constantly talking about hip hop and how that's been a big part of his career. The guy that made that cool, the guy that made that the blueprint and made basketball players marketable in a different way was Allen Iverson. So I get it, but bigger celebrity than Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal, bro. Shaq was doing movies. Shaq was doing music. No. We're talking about
video game.
No. And like I said, Iverson is one of my favorite players of all time. But bigger celebrity than Shaq or Kobe? You sound crazy.
No. Shaq, like Kobe, I'm like, you're crazy. But Shaq is like dog. Like Shaq, man, the world revolved around Shaq for a while. Like Kazam was my favorite movie for a time because of Shaq. And that's a horrible movie, Phil. A horrible movie. But Shaq was in it, and Shaq was my guy, dude. I was a chubby kid. So Shaq was God to me for a bit too. They talking crazy out here, man. Come on, man.
Kazam being your favorite movie is fucking hilarious. But yeah, no, trying to say that, I mean, and just Iverson's story, Iverson being like the ultimate underdog from a very blue collar city and going up against the Lakers, like Hollywood, and you're trying to say that guy was the celebrity. No, those guys from Hollywood, from LA, they're the celebrities. They're the big stars. That's why nobody thought Iverson had a chance against them. And turned out he didn't. They were the most dominant team of that era. They were the last big dynasty before the Warriors.
They were, when news was annoying, when sports news was annoying, it was like that for them. All this LeBron,
they were
stuff,
everywhere.
This is how they were for Shaq and Kobe. When the offseason, they were talking about them. Anytime they were doing stuff during the games, they were the talk of sports, dog.
Yeah, that just was a wild thing to say, and everything about this just felt like sour grapes with the Lakers organization, and all of that stuff just comes off goofy to me. And I feel like you should be bigger than that, especially as his representation. You shouldn't be on any platform saying that, because if LeBron doesn't feel that way, they're going to attribute it to him because you're his representation saying that.
They always think somebody's talking for somebody.
Yeah, so you can't do that. It was a lot of stuff that he's been doing on this little press run this summer that I'm like, this don't look good. And I was thinking that even before when he said the things about Austin Reeves earlier this year, and I was like, dog, that's his teammate.
Yeah.
You trying to talk this guy out of getting a contract and staying with the Lakers, making that team better? That's his teammate.
Listen, I know we're on a podcast right now, but we got to give up the podcast, I think, for some people. Why is Rich Paul on a podcast? What's going on, G? Go do some business.
It's too much. Then I saw that clip yesterday where he said the Philadelphia fan base is going to embrace us more than Los Angeles did. And I'm like, dude, Philly fans? How much do you know about Philadelphia fans, buddy? That is a ruthless crowd. That is a crowd that booed Kobe Bryant. That is a crowd that booed Iverson once or twice. They don't play no games in Philly, man. Those are ruthless sports fans, bro. The second he does something they don't like or disappoints them, they're going to let him have it. That's what Philly is known for. What do you mean? But
he still has to go and earn Philadelphia's respect at this point.
And if I don't know this narcissist, I know him, because I said coming into this season, I said, man, the worst thing that can happen to him is the Knicks win a championship, because this fits right up his alley. He wants to be able to be the guy that goes to New York and brings them their first championship and ends the drought. He wants to be the guy that can then turn around and say, I'm the king of New York, because now you already know you're not going to win 7 championships. You're not going to win more championships than Jordan. How do you outdo winning 7 championships? By being the guy that brought a championship to New York after their drought, being the guy that brought a championship to Cleveland after they had never won, going to LA and win. No, you get to tell all of these little fantastic stories around your career, and that's the thing that's going to make you better than Jordan. And so when they won, I was like, oh,
that's out.
New York's off the table. And then this guy got on a podcast and admitted it. Rich Paul just outright admitted it on a podcast. And I was like, I knew it. I knew that's what he was angling towards. If he left LA, he was going to try to go to New York and be the guy. And so now they're already trying to spin the narrative that if he goes to Philadelphia and ends that drought, it's going to be more special than New York winning. Oh boy, I saw it all.
Not true.
Yep, I've seen it all. The way they're already trying to spin narratives, that Trump clip that's going around, and they're like, GOAT debate's over. I'm like, the GOAT debate has already been over for you guys. You already thought he was better than Jordan. This has nothing to do with anything. And y'all keep trying to convince me of all these things that make him the GOAT that don't have shit to do with basketball. I mean, for the last few years of this guy, by the way, ain't won a championship in 6 years. For the last 6 years, you've been trying to tell me, oh, he's a great father. Oh, he's a great philanthropist. Oh, he's a elder statesman. Oh, he's a hip hop historian. Oh, he's so into politics. All these things that have nothing to do with basketball. Nothing. Like, hey, how about do some winning? And by the way, you then last year tried to tell me I don't understand ring culture. Rings shouldn't be the end all be all. Why are you still making super teams then?
Don't care about rings. It looks like you care about rings going to this team.
Why you keep stacking the deck to win rings?
Win anywhere,
dog. And you didn't spend 16. You didn't spend 16 years stacking the deck trying to win championships and only won 4. Hey, good luck in Philly, dog. I just at this point, good luck in Philly. But at this point, I can't wait till we're done. If this is the end, if this is the ticker tape, you told us in that tweet, this is your last decision. If this is the date, now, we already know 2018 is the end. Buddy, I'm so ready.
I'm ready.
I'm so ready, man. End this, dog. Because we've been prolonging this. This guy has, like I said, the biggest narcissist I've ever seen. I'm so ready for this to be over.
Because this has been silly, dog. I can't believe this postseason stuff that's been going on. This decision, he's sitting down, he's walking around. There's going to be a documentary. Like, it's too much.
It is way too much. And regardless of what I may or may not think about him and his representation, again, he's done it. He's going to go down as one of the greatest basketball players ever.
Yeah.
He cemented his legacy. Whatever he does from now on, it's just a cherry on top. He could win a championship in Philly, and it adds to it. And I've already seen people go, well, if he wins in Philly, does that make him the GOAT? To y'all. But y'all been trying to call him the GOAT for the past, 7 years. That don't change nothing. This is just more confirmation bias for y'all. I don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
He still ain't better than the guy that took this city from obscurity and made it the most relevant team in the league. You're not going to change that for me. Sorry. And people can call it bias. People can say what it is. But for me, nah.
If that guy lost 6 straight, the talk would be very different about him. That's all I'm saying,
See, Hope Coach, this is funny because it's not blind hate. I've given you reasons why I don't like him. Blind hate is just, I don't like this guy for no reason. Oh, no, I have plenty of reasons to not like him. Y'all just don't agree with him, and that's cool. I'm just ready to move on. It ain't his league no more. It's time to move on. He's not going to be the face of the league in the next 3 years. And I'm ready. I'm ready for this to transition to the next guy because, boy, enough of this guy's antics, enough of Rich Paul, enough of everything around him, enough of the drama and the circus around him. Let's just move on to something else.
I'm a LeBron James fan, and I'm like, it's too much. The Knicks won. Like, he didn't even win. We should be talking about them is my thing. I'm like, we don't even talk about the team that won, that did this.
And he's trying to make it about him because that's what he does. He makes everything about him. Everything.
We are a wrestling podcast. It's very wrestling-esque. Like, he'd do great over here, honestly. He's like, nah, it's me, though. I don't care about that. It's me.
Everything. Yeah. And we just keep trying to change the narrative. At one point, it's not about winning. Then it's about stats.
It is. They're taking him how they can get him. They're like, well, what about this? He can dunk high. What about this? He has a higher vertical leap. It's like, I don't really. Is it about the rings or not? Because if it's about the rings, then he's not better. If
it's about winning, he's not better than Mike. Sorry.
But he's GOAT. He's up there for sure, He got the numbers. He got the stats. And, like, he might do it again on his way out. Like, that's a cool story.
Listen, and look, Howard, you can feel how you want. I'm not wrong because it's my opinion. You're welcome to your opinion. If you think him winning in Philly,
my profile pic.
If you think winning in Philly makes him better than Jordan, hey, you're welcome to your opinion. I just don't agree with it. But we've got another 2 years of this circus of him attempting to win 2 more rings and attempting to stake his claim to being the greatest basketball player of all time. I am just officially ready to move on.
2 years. I think after one, we'll have a bigger. Like, I feel like I don't know if that's 2 years is a long time, brother. And like, he be going down with old man injuries, like the gout and arthritis. Like, he ain't gonna make it.
He's got a strong chance. He's got a strong chance. With that team, he's got a very strong chance because he doesn't have to be the number one option.
Carry the load.
He don't have to carry the load. And but again, see, that's part of the reason why, for me, and I've exited this GOAT debate a long time ago. That's part of the reason for me, he's not better than Jordan, because Jordan did not have to go anywhere to let somebody else carry the load for him or team up with the amount of all-stars and superstars that this guy has over the past decade. We never saw Jordan do that. We never saw Jordan stack the deck like this to win. He didn't have to. Exactly. He didn't have to because he was the best.
He was winning. Yeah. It looks a little crazy, but he's just trying to play with his friends, Phil. Like, these are all his friends, except Draymond. So, Draymond, man, I feel so
well. If you know the report at this point was he almost ended up in Philadelphia. And
no, he went to Philadelphia.
Sorry, he almost ended up in Golden State, but Golden State could not make this Anthony Davis trade happen. And the conversations around this would have been so different if he went to Philadelphia. I mean, went to Golden State. That would have been so different. But that's why I don't really believe that was going to happen. I kind of feel like it was always going to be him heading back to the East. And listen, Philadelphia is a great situation for him. I don't think this guarantees him a championship. No. It puts him a lot closer than he was in LA. Yes. Seeing the visual of that Philadelphia team against this Lakers team, by the way, very, very funny. There are also very funny things. Oh man, y'all gonna have to change some of this talking points around this OKC team, huh? Because if you thought that team was bad with the flopping, ooh boy, you about to get LeBron, Embiid, and Brown on the same team. Oh, buddy, y'all ain't seen no foul baiting yet. Y'all gonna see some flopping.
Embiid and LeBron at the same time, Phil, is crazy. That's insane.
Y'all are gonna see some crazy flopping.
Them boys about to be all over that floor taking bumps. It's crazy, man.
It's gonna be some Oscar-worthy performances in the next 82 games, buddy.
And he's documenting all of this, man. This is a circus, you guys. It's gonna be crazy if he doesn't win. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, he's fine, but like doing all this and then not winning again is like, bro, wrap this up, G.
He do all of this and not win. It's gonna look wild, bro. But there's a strong chance he could win his 5th ring, and you're gonna try to write the stories about this. But
that's cool. He gets to ride coattails to a championship. I like that.
I don't know if it's necessarily riding coattails because, he's the better player than Embiid. He is going to play with a bunch of all-stars, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's riding Embiid's coattails.
He's riding a team's coattails. Like, if he was him, he would have won with the Lakers.
I mean, if you want to really see, man, people already are like, you hate him. But man, if you want to get into the energy of this and how this guy has really tried to ride off of somebody else's cultural impacts and identity for his entire career, he came in the league wearing Jordan's number, trying to ape everything he's done, trying to replicate all of his success, even outside of basketball, doing his movies, now you're trying to ape Iverson's cultural impact, just like you tried to go to LA and try to ape Kobe's cultural impact and then get mad when they didn't love you like they loved Kobe.
Why would you come and beef with the biggest star of the town, and that's your introduction? Like, I want to be better than Kobe. I'm going to be better than Iverson.
He wasn't
talking about Iverson.
Well, he wasn't initially doing that. And Iverson thing is different because Iverson is such a humble guy. He's going to embrace him.
Absolutely.
And I mean, when you see his tweets and everything and how he's embraced the new generation, he's not going to like treat him horribly, man. No. He's going to embrace him. And it's different because he's also alive to do it. And it's different because Kobe tragically passed away before he won that championship in 2020. And so things are different. Iverson being an ambassador for Philly and being the guy that he's been for the league for the past few years, it's going to be different. And I think that's part of it. Iverson is going to do a lot of things that Kobe wouldn't have done even if he was here. And I think that that's part of why they're trying to do this as well. But like I said, I think there's bits of this that are a bit corny because it's like you're trying to it's some nasty narrative spinning around this that I don't like, man. And again, I know people are like, "Oh, well, you just hate him," but it's a lot here.
A LeBron hater,
but I mean, with good reason. The funny thing is, and I've said this before, there are a lot of people in my circle that are 10 times worse. If you listen to my dad talk about him, you would think this guy's like the scum of the earth. He hates him.
And it's all basketball, you guys. We're keeping it on the court, you know.
And it's a big Chicago thing. A lot of people here don't like him, and it has nothing to do with the Jordan thing. A lot of people here just don't like him, and I've broken down the exact moments in his career playing us when I was just like, oh no, fuck this guy. So listen, it's never going to be that. I know some people that go team to team with him. I'm never going to be that guy. I'm sorry.
And it's okay for fans to hold grudges. That's what sports are all
about.
Basketball.
It's sports. Sports is about rivalries.
Sometimes it's forever.
And ever. Look, and as somebody, like I said, if you're gonna keep comparing them to Jordan, I can get jokes off. Hey, man.
That's how I feel. Like if y'all gonna make the comparison, then he gets what comes with it.
Yes, you good. Keep hopping from team to team. You'll get that fifth one eventually, man.
But again, this is like the best opportunity, I say, Phil, like on his way out, like, here you go, dude. If you can't do it with this, like the 99 on NBA 2K, like if you can't do it with that, like,
buddy,
wrap this up, G.
Buddy, I feel kind of like I kind of feel like Joe Jackson when he's sitting on the couch and Tito comes in there and he's like, "Bet not mess up, boy." I kind of feel like that because, buddy. Don't go out there and not win.
Bet not mess up, boy.
Bet not mess up, Rod. Because oh my God, he go out there and not win. It's gonna be pretty bad.
But again, it's kind of a gift and a curse because, like, it's also not. Because, like,
I mean,
they're gonna spin. Like, we see how they spin narratives. They spin them.
It's not gonna mess up his legacy because, again, he's cemented.
Yeah.
But if this is the last 2 years and you made the point of going these links to go and play with that team, that stacked team, and you don't win.
And then, like, we haven't talked, like, the Luka stuff happened. Like, there's been, like,
bro,
it's going to look crazy, G.
I mean, at this point, he's in the situation where he's probably going to have, and I don't even think it's a probably. I would bet he's going to have the better season. I think the Lakers are going to have a solid season, but they're going to have they're going to have a better record. Philadelphia,
for sure.
No, look, Zeno Hour. Zeno says LeBron is Seth Rollins of basketball.
Good one, Zeno. I see what you did there.
Disrespected. No. LeBron is absolutely the Roman Reigns of basketball.
1,000%. I can't even.
I don't know why you're saying that.
What do you mean?
LeBron is absolutely the Roman Reigns of basketball. The way his fans act, everything about this, he's big Roman.
The way he acts, he walks through places like he's fucking Roman. Like this is all his.
Yeah. Seth Rollins, I've said more than once, is Kevin Durant. He's the guy in this era that is never going to be the guy. He's in an era where he's never going to be considered the number one guy. It don't matter what he does. It doesn't matter that he has owned this guy in the finals twice and has handed him 2 humiliating losses. Nobody cares about that. They're still going to say Braun is number one.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
KD and Seth Rollins. So you're going to have to make a full list for some of these people one day, I think. You're on to something here.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, also, LeBron having to get a team of guys to help him win. Who does that sound like? They might as well.
LeBron brought his family onto the team to play too.
Listen, man. I know how it looks.
His son's here too. What do you mean?
And like I said, I keep seeing this, the narratives that people push for Roman. It's the same. That his fan base, they act the same.
They do. It's kind of like you see a LeBron Abbey, you're like, I'm over here, LeBron Abbey. Just like Romans. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, if you're the top guy, you're the top guy. I'm not mad at it.
Listen, and as much as, like I said, I think this is funny, and he's given media people something to talk about. And so he's giving all these media people something to talk about. He does give people a service the same way that Kobe did. He gives people something to root against, and myself included. For a lot of people, including New York Knicks fans and a bunch of other people, they're going to root against this guy winning, and it's going to make for good basketball. It's going to make for good entertainment because that's what this is.
Yeah. I mean, any good top guy, again, it's heels and baby. Like, you get cheers and boos at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of equal if you're a big star, and that's what it is for LeBron. Half of this thing has been people rooting against him. You know what I mean? Like, they wanted him to lose. They love when the Warriors did that. They love when these teams kind of do this to him on the other side of the big fanfare that he has.
Yeah. We had a conversation in what I'll call the Grapsody green room before we started this podcast, and a lot of things are very funny, man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're close, man. We're close. 2 more years left. Can't wait, man.
But you know what it's gonna be after that, though, Phil. He's gonna annoy us some more in a different way by like transitioning into a sports broadcasting guy or some shit. You know,
he'll find something. It's okay.
Because he's not gonna disappear like Jordan did. Like, he's gonna like,
of
you know
course
what
not.
I mean? It's gonna be way different than that.
Of course not. Send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on his podcast. You can also send us a Humper Chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
Also, Jordan being the NASCAR guy now, or what is it? NASCAR or F1?
NASCAR. Still winning. Listen, man.
Still winning. Like, what is this? We appreciate y'all. Super chats, Humper Chats, life chats. Y'all are cool. Y'all are the best. The homie Van Twinblade says Kevin's a bum. Mox was at Revolver and killed that ish. Missed last week because family stuff. Guess what? Guess for what name Bailey will take on the Indies AEW? Is this a thing?
Yeah, a lot of people think that she's done with WWE after her loss to Lyra Valkyria at Saturday Night Main Event. I honestly did not watch the show, guys. I've heard good things about the Lyra and Bailey match, but given the way she lost, people think that she's definitely leaving. I believe the report at this point is her contract is up at the end of this year, so even if she is leaving, we still have some time before you figure that out.
Yeah, I'm like, dog, it's July. Like, we still got a long time to get to there. But I have, of course, for one, am on the Team Bailey to AEW side. So
absolutely,
whatever is whatever.
I've been hoping that she would just quit her job and go have the Statlander match that I've been hoping for all this time. So
man, the Jamie Hayter match, dude.
Yes.
The Tekla match, dude. Come on, you guys. What?
Yes. So, I don't know if you have a guess for her name.
I mean, she was Davina Rose before she was Bailey. I don't know if she goes that route. I don't know if she just tries to be her real name because people kind of know that at this point as a bit. I don't know. Like, do you flip a Bailey something or like, I don't know. It could be anything at this point. I mean, she's a known, recognizable face and things, so anything's gonna work, I think.
Yeah. Behave yourself, Meat Normus. I see what you're doing. But just behave yourself. We got some more.
The homie Leonard Aaron says, MAGA Sports Entertainment really leaning into the bit, going full Stanford state media. Figures they got to control the narrative for their crap creative because Triple Stale sucks at his job. For a second there, I was like, what is Leonard talking about? I'm not understanding this. Then it clicked in my head and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I kept seeing like people were saying this like buzzword and this name of what it was. And I was like, is this 1994 again? I think they had this in 1994. Radio WWF, and I'm like, we're doing it again with we're back again. That's crazy. What a like crazy transition in life, Phil. I didn't know we were going to be moving like this.
Yeah, that was the big news this week. That Sirius XM is officially making their pro wrestling channel, Pro Wrestling Nation, WWE Radio. This is coming off of that quote from JR, where JR was saying some of these outlets need to cover other things other than WWE more, and then he said especially Busted Open, and
and it was so funny. This.
And then it was so funny because that night I said, "Hey, JR is right," and all these people were hopping in my mentions like, "No, he's not. Busted Open does cover AEW, and you don't even listen to it, and all this other stuff." And then like 24 hours later, we get the announcement that it's now WWE Radio, and I said, "Well, they heard what you said, and I guess they did the Usher. Hey man, watch this."
They said JR was talking some shit. No, let's show him. You want to really show him? Let's show him. My friend works there, so I hope that all is well for her. That's all that I can really. That's the first thing that came to my mind when this news dropped. Was like, damn, my friend Denise works there. I hope things are cool. I don't know what this means. Are people, because I guess because sometimes I listen when Denise is on, and a lot of those fans, that's what they want, Phil. Like they want this to be WWE Radio. So like I understand, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with the media landscape and all of the big outlets, they all cover WWE primarily.
Yeah.
And obviously WWE is the biggest wrestling company in the world. They are going to dominate the news cycle just because, again, they're the industry leader. But at the same time, I've noticed it for quite a while. Some outlets don't even attempt to cover anything else. They don't attempt to cover AEW or whatever. I mean, Busted Open still covers TNA. Denise does the TNA show.
Yes.
And so, but some of these outlets, they don't attempt to cover anything else like New Japan or like indie wrestling. And it doesn't really behoove them to do that because the viewership isn't there. And in some ways, that's the case with AEW. But because AEW is WWE's biggest competitor, it looks wild for what is pretty much the biggest wrestling radio platform to not cover AEW and to not cover it in a big way. And so, you know, that's how this looks. And I mean, that's been going on for a while. I mean, when you look at most of the wrestlers they have on staff and most of the people they have on staff, they're all linked to WWE. Either they're alums or, you know, somebody that still works there or somebody that still has ties to that company, somebody that's on a legend deal. You name it. So, you know, Busted Open has been headed this way for a while. I'm not really surprised, and I'm not somebody that listens to it regularly. I don't have an opinion either way about it.
Right.
But I'm not really shocked.
It's like, yeah, it was already kind of WWE Radio.
I'm not really shocked. And then the other part of this, and I've been having this conversation on here since last year. And once they did the partnership with ESPN, you knew what time it was. They went to ESPN, and all of a sudden now they're feeding you advertisement for WWE every time they get a chance. You have wrestlers on First Take and all of their biggest shows. And, it's already the case that most people in pop culture think, when they think wrestling, they think WWE.
Yeah.
It's synonymous with professional wrestling at this point. But now when you have the biggest sports outlet in the world also promoting it, you see what it's going to be. And as soon as they started their partnership with ESPN, and the first pay-per-view they streamed, WrestlePalooza, went head-to-head with AEW. And what did I get on this podcast and say right away? This isn't about getting you to not watch AEW. This isn't about trying to lower ticket sales for AEW. This is about trying to dominate the news cycle around that weekend and get the most media coverage. And that's exactly what happened. We saw that
there's an AEW show this week. It's happening.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That week, I think we all were of the consensus that AEW All Out was the better pay-per-view than WrestlePalooza.
Absolutely.
But that's not what everybody ended up talking about that week. Everybody ended up talking about Andreas's grade for WrestlePalooza and how it was low and how ESPN might already be unhappy with them. And ESPN, they took down their drop down for AEW. All of their coverage was predominantly WWE because, of course, they're in a partnership with them. And so this is more of the same. You're going in to SiriusXM and you're making that outlet predominantly a source for WWE content, not just the podcast, but now you're going to be airing like the simulcast with your pay-per-views now, where you can listen to the audio for pay-per-views. That's an interesting idea. That's not something I personally would want because regular sports are different. If you turn on sports radio and you're listening to like the basketball game or the baseball game on, it's a bit different. Wrestling is so visual.
It is.
I'm not sure how that would work for people, but maybe some people would be interested in that. I don't know.
I mean, I used to watch Scramble Vision pay-per-views in
Good point.
the 90s. Like, that was the thing. I don't know if that, like, is that the same? Is it like, I used to listen to WCW pay-per-views back in the day, I guess, that kind of thing. But like,
but see, you're paying for this though, because you're paying for Sirius to get that, so it's not free.
Right. And it's so the accessibility of wrestling so different now that like I wouldn't just listen to it at this point. Like, well, I can just watch it now.
Yeah, you're getting the commentary team of Vic Joseph and Booker T for these as well.
Huh.
That's very interesting. I don't know. But yeah, so, I mean, you see what this is. You're taking a massive radio outlet and making it predominantly WWE because this is what they've been attempting to do for the last year, longer really, is to dominate the media coverage for professional wrestling so that we can slowly kill off our competition by making sure other people don't know about it. Like, if more people publicly are talking about our product, then that slowly starts to hurt them. And I've seen people say, well, AEW is not hot and that's why people aren't talking about it. It doesn't matter. They're conditioning you to only talk about their product when they conditioned you to feel like this is the biggest game in town and this is the only game that matters. What do you think people are going to do? That's
like,
just
if you can't even find the AEW news, dog, like they're just pushing it lower and lower. Like outlets aren't even broadcasting AEW news in some cases. And like, just like I was saying, there's a pay-per-view tomorrow. We're going to talk about it. And WWE has found multiple ways to make the news cycle about them all week.
Absolutely. And to the point of, it doesn't matter whether WWE is more popular or not. For me, somebody that watches both companies, AEW has far and away had the best pay-per-views all year. I could not name you the best WWE pay-per-view of this year. If I had to name the best AEW pay-per-view of this year, it'd be a toss-up between one or two shows, or really three. Because I think they've had a great run of pay-per-views this year. But if you only cover WWE and your listeners only listen to you talk about WWE, they wouldn't know that. They only know what you're on there talking about with WWE. They don't know that AEW has had a better year in terms of pay-per-view output.
So does this, are they totally ignoring, like when All In is happening and we're about to see Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay for the AEW World Championship, this radio is just not gonna, that doesn't exist. Is that what, that's what's happening here? It's like that who cares? We're talking about our thing.
So we got Dave in that clip that's going around of him saying nothing's going to change. Everything's the same. It's just be the same busted open radio, and he's ranting and raving. And when I saw that clip, I was like, there's no way that's possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that.
You're rebranding the channel. So you can't, it can't stay the same. Like, even if his takes are the same about the WWE product, it can't possibly be the same. You're in a partnership with WWE now. Even if there's no mandate specifically from WWE to not talk about AEW, it's probably an unspoken thing at Busted Open and the channel now that they wouldn't talk about WWE's biggest competitor on WWE radio.
I already know, like, Bully is immediately like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna compromise what his place is. How, like, I think people are gonna be moving like that. Like, if I talk crazy about WWE, that's gonna be bad on me. Or even if I mention AEW and talk nice about them, then that's bad on WWE and bad on me. You know?
Yeah, that just comes with the job. You're working at WWE Radio. You're not going to talk about their biggest competitor. It doesn't matter if they told you to or not. That's just
right.
you know where your bread is buttered. You're not going to do that. Devil Kazuya, that is absolutely what happened. Because Devil Kazuya is asking, wasn't it Sirius themselves that went to WWE to rebrand the channel? Absolutely. Dave LaGreca and Busted Open, that's just the show that's on the channel. Mm-hmm. They have no control over Sirius going in and rebranding and making a partnership with WWE. But now that that's the case, and your show is on that channel, you know what it's going to be. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're getting a mandate specifically from them. You know what the move is, and I think the timing of this as well. What I just said about Andreas and his grade for WrestlePalooza, and he got laid off this week. Do I think that he got specifically laid off for being critical of WWE? No. But I'm sure it didn't help him.
Didn't help at all, I'm sure, of being vocal about the writing and what's going on and not, succumbing to what people want him to. Like, that was a very unfortunate situation. They laid off a lot of people over there, and him being a part of that being such a big story. And like, when he would put anytime he put new things out, people are bringing that up. So like, there's still that stigma. And like you said, Phil, it can't help.
I'm sure that didn't help his case. Because again, ESPN is in the business of wanting WWE to do well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if he is absolutely like anti WWE or not. If somebody at WWE wasn't feeling what Andreas was doing and they got any word of that, that's not good for him. It doesn't matter if they're telling him specifically or telling his higher ups at ESPN to fire him. If they're getting the inclination that somebody's unhappy with him, then yeah, he's expendable. That's how these things go. And boy, it did not look good that, like I said, Dave put out that clip and then immediately the next day, Thunder Rosa was let go. And as many people have pointed out, she hasn't been on the show regularly in a while. But again, that would be a hell of a coincidence for her to be let go the next day. Not a few days later, the next day.
The next day she's gone. They announced the thing, and then the next day they're like, oh, this person's not on there anymore. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, you'd have to be completely naive if you think that they're going to continue to cover AEW in any way on WWE radio. That's not going to happen. It's not gonna happen.
This all makes a lot of sense though. That serious, like now thinking about the whole thing in retrospect and how they kind of conduct themselves and how the shows move. There probably wasn't a mandate for like it should be WWE centered, but it's kind of like what you're saying of like all the outlets cover WWE. When they talk about WWE, it does the biggest numbers. When they rant, those do the things. So they were already kind of moving with this mind state because I'm sure they were like, this is what Sirius wants, is us to be in Team WWE, and then Sirius was just like, let's go all the way with it. But I feel like the Busted Open team has already kind of been moving like that of like, we don't want to piss them off, even if we're not officially under their banner. So officially being under their banner, you can imagine how it's going to be kind of moving forward.
Exactly. Like I said, they know who they are now in a partnership with. They're going to move accordingly. And for WWE, this is just more of what they've been attempting to do with media coverage for the past few years, especially under the TKO era. I mean, look at all of the people that they're trying to bring in to cover wrestling now, how they're trying to reach influencers, how they're trying to get to streamers. And this is more of that. They're trying to get the bulk of coverage at the biggest outlets. So it don't matter. It doesn't matter that me or you or a bunch of other hardcore wrestling fans cover AEW. They don't care about that. They're trying to be the loudest in the room covering pro wrestling. And we're just a drop in the bucket. Like other wrestling podcasters on YouTube, they're a drop in the bucket compared to ESPN or terrestrial radio. It's just not the same. And anybody that doesn't understand that, then you are largely missing the point. And I saw a lot of people that are largely missing JR's point as well, because they don't understand the name of the game when it comes to media. As somebody that does both a podcast and writes for a big outlet, I know the name of the game, and I know how this has been heading for the past 2 years. And it ain't surprising. And anybody that thinks like, oh, this isn't a big deal, it is.
It's huge.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. And
I've seen people say, well, you can just watch other outlets. Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to watch Busted Open. Again, I don't watch Busted Open. And I'm not really the target audience in this anyway, as somebody that also has a podcast. But that doesn't matter. I don't know why people always do that. If you don't like it, stop listening. That's not the point.
Not the point at all.
Not the point at all.
Like, we don't listen, so like you don't have to not listen. Like that's where it is. This is also kind of like feels like a thing at Observer Radio too, of like, you guys are on some radio. You guys think you could do this every day? Think you guys can move in this way? We're gonna start moving this way. Is it a case, Phil, of they are tired of fighting narratives, so they're just like gonna become media to create all the narratives?
I mean, I think some of it is putting out their numbers and putting their narratives out, but I think it's mostly they want to monopolize coverage of wrestling at major outlets, and they already had the bulk anyway.
They're doing
but
it.
they just want to continue to stack the deck in their favor. I think that's a bigger part of what this is than anything. Like, I mean, they put their own narratives out, they put their own numbers out, but like, you can't beat being in a partnership with the worldwide leader in sports.
Can out Pizza the Hut, wise man used to say. These guys are in control. Like,
taking a page out of the current administration's book as well. I don't think that's a shock.
I mean, they see how these strategies work, Phil, and they're like, "Hey, let's execute them over here. It's working every time. It's working."
Yeah, of course. And so,
because the show is not great, dude, and like,
no, it's not.
How are all the headlines and all the talk still about that? The show's not great.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting when somebody pointed it out to me. By the way, because I didn't notice this, but they haven't announced the date for WrestleMania. Don't they usually announce the date for WrestleMania at this point? We know it's going to be in April, but they haven't given us an official date for WrestleMania 43 yet. And when somebody pointed that out to me, and we both looked around and started asking questions like, why would they not do that? And then I was like, oh, I got it. I see.
Did you see what they did concerning that? Did that happen this week though? Right, the
What?
New York stuff.
Oh yeah, they announced those watch parties, but again, they still have not given an official date. But if that rumor is true, based on what Meltzer said, because Meltzer said that AEW could be targeting New York as a date for their show in the U.S. during WrestleMania weekend. You're not going to announce the date because then they would know when to put their shows. They would know when to put their shows up against you. AEW is doing the opposite. They put their dates out pretty early for all their pay-per-views, and that's how they were able to do what they did with this AAA Worlds Collide show and put a show up against it because they know the date. When you don't know the date for WrestleMania, you don't know how to try to put a U.S. date against ours. And I suspect they're going to wait as long as possible to put that date out there for that reason. And even more so because it's in Saudi Arabia, you're not selling tickets. You're already getting money from the Saudi Arabian government. So you have no incentive to put the date out right away anyway.
You could put that out next year. You could wait till February. You could wait till March. Like, it doesn't matter at all. And like AEW, you got to be booking whatever buildings and these things now, months and months out. Like, you got to already been doing this. This got to be in motion.
Yeah. If you're AEW and you're trying to do anything during that weekend, you got to get to it. You got to start planning now. This is what 10 months away, something like that. 9.
They're behind pretty much.
you got to start making plans for that weekend. Whatever you're gonna do, whether it's shows, whether it's Starcast and Fan Fest and all the stuff around it, and part of the holdup is we need to know some dates. We gotta know the dates when we're moving, and that's also why when people are like, "What's WrestleCon gonna do?" WrestleCon is probably not going to be a part of it because WrestleCon does not want to mess up anything with WWE. They don't want to burn bridges. They book a lot of WWE legends for WrestleCon.
That's the business. That's their business.
They don't want to mess that up. And there are other indie promotions that might have business with them through WWID or something else. So they're not going to book around that weekend because they don't want to burn that bridge.
And WrestleCon knows that, like that, WWE can announce their own WrestleCon and it's over. Like, they know at any moment they could be like, "We're doing this ourselves. You're out of here.
We're doing our own convention," and pull all of their wrestlers from your event. And they don't want to risk that.
No.
And I mean, that's not really a big deal because if you're AEW, you can still do your own thing like Starcast or FanFest or something. But again, you need the date.
You need time.
They have yet to tell us a date for WrestleMania this late into the game. We're almost at the end of summer, guys. When you really think about it, we're heading in August.
Stressful for them. Oh my God. So much drama in the LBC. This is insane.
Yeah, that's why every time people are like, they don't care about AEW, they're not moving like they don't care about AEW, or AEW is not competition to them.
That's wrong. Every time people say that, I'm like, oh, every move that they make, though, is a lot of that. Like, someone was asking this before, why to say, like, because you're talking about it pretty much, why does AEW announce in farther time when shows are going to be, because WWE can come and drop 3 shows on the same day if there's enough time in advance. And so this is the opposite. WWE can sit on it. AEW has to wait. But AEW has a loyal fan base, and the hardcores they're going to show up, and people are fiending for a big show regardless. Like, AEW can pull this off kind of regardless. It's just going to be stressful up into it.
Yeah, now they're trying to announce they're going to do the watch parties in multiple cities in the country, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that were planning to go to WrestleMania that will just do that. But if I'm AEW, I'm still trying to do something big during that weekend.
WWE's doing a lot, Phil. It feels like they're just smothering things. They're like, here's an avalanche, and we're doing this thing, and we got the radio thing, and we're doing the watch parties things, and AAA is happening, and Evolve's happening, and every independent wrestler is getting a tryout. I'm like,
yeah,
it's a lot, dude.
Yeah, they at this point they have what, like 5 shows a week?
On multiple outlets. Like you can
Mhm.
watch WWE anywhere, dude.
Yeah.
For free on Tubi, on YouTube, Netflix.
Yeah. Get into some more of these super chats before we jump into some other topics.
Tied, boss. The homie Leonard Aarons also says, Streets tell me Raw came and went without a single women's match. Guess triple misogyny had to get folks to stop asking
Bro.
for a women's PLE somehow.
Yeah, and Evolution I still think was their best pay-per-view of 2025. But yeah, there was no women's match on Monday, and there were a lot of people that were upset about that on the timeline. I haven't been a fan of what they're doing with the women's stuff on Monday. I don't think the Liv Morgan stuff is particularly good, especially she hasn't defended her belt since she won at WrestleMania, which is an odd choice. And then there was just so much Judgment Day stuff on Monday and a lot of Danhausen, and it was a very strange show. It's still very glaring now when Roman's not there because he's champion, and you're trying to build to a match where his opponent has to do all the heavy lifting, and it looks weird. You're doing the same thing with Oba, where Oba is trying to carry this build when Brock's not there, and you're still doing the squash matches with him. It's not for me.
When you were in the group chat on Monday talking about it, I was dying because I was like, dude, SummerSlam is next week and they're using Danhausen.
What group chat? I'm not in any group chat, so I know what you're talking about. You gotta be careful with that word, I guess.
Hey now. Whoa now. The group chat specifically is featuring these people. No, I'm just kidding. But I was like, damn, they're using Danhausen, like being 2 weeks out from your biggest summer, the biggest summer party of the whatever, and
biggest party of the summer.
Biggest party of the summer, and Danhausen is carrying the load for you guys. Sounds crazy. I'm like,
yeah, we got the announcement.
Danhausen fan, but like, what's going on?
We got the announcement. I mean, Danhausen was very present at the Saturday Night Main Event. Made a lot of sense because his connection to the Knicks and everything. Yeah, but yeah, we got the announcement: Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam.
All right. It's not a sick world. This is a regular world.
It just looks funny because last year Dominic Mysterio wrestled John Cena at SummerSlam, and this year, and I mean, look, for the sake of the argument, to play devil's advocate, Danhausen is one of the
John
biggest
Cena.
stars of the company. John. He is one of the biggest stars in the company, but
Definitely.
When I saw that graphic, I definitely chuckled. I said, boy, that's going to be a very interesting match.
There's gonna be bombs, smokes, and missiles, like all kind of like, come on, dude. This isn't gonna be a match. Like, this is the number one under 30 wrestler, they say too, Phil. That's what they say. Like, this is the guy. The future of the business is this guy, and he's wrestling Danhausen. The future. This is his. I'm sick, dude.
Speaking of the future, because Raven is getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which salute to her, man, well deserved. The run that she had is just like for a child star, and really, when you look at all of the Cosby kids, it's crazy that she had the run that she did. I mean, out of all the Cosby kids, she had the longest run. I mean, even like Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace, he had his run, but it wasn't. She still had a way longer run than he did. Like, and so when this was announced, I was on the phone with a friend of the show, Emilio, and I said, "Man, nah, she deserves her flowers." And he's like, "Yeah, I just don't get the Raven thing." I was like, "Nah, dog."
Did you hang up on him? I hope you hung up on him.
I said, "Nah, I'm not accepting any Raven Simone slander on my telephone, buddy."
Nope.
Very well deserved. The run that she had with the Disney Channel, I said, bro, at one point she was the face of the brand, and he said, I said, no, it's not. That is not hyperbole, bro. She was the face of the brand, guy.
Yes.
Like, So
they was creating new shows and movies off of her back, dog. Like the Disney Channel was running through Raven Simone. Yeah, no Raven Simone slander at all in these parts.
Ever.
She is a goat. Like I put like her and Keenan. Like Keenan, when we get to it and people really realize what he's done, are like, because he's still in it, so people are like, oh yeah, Keenan. But like these guys started as children and like have consistently been on our TVs and movie screens for their entire lives. That's crazy.
Yeah, when I broke it down to him, not just the run that she had on the Disney Channel with the movies and then That's So Raven, I was like, dude, they've done 3 That's So Raven spinoffs at this point. Sorry, 2. We don't speak of one of them because reasons. But they've done 2 spinoffs at this point. They're trying to bring back Cheetah Girls for this woman. No, she deserves her flowers.
The process of the stars on Hollywood is so interesting, and the timing, because like earlier this week they also announced that Charlemagne's gonna get one. So it's like, wait, Charlemagne and Raven at the same time.
What? Okay. Charlemagne?
Okay. I was like, Raven will deserve Charlemagne. He's getting a star.
All right. What you got for us, Leonard? We got some more super chats. What's going on?
Your reaction on that was worth the whole thing. The homie Leonard Aaron says, trust the process. To get knocked out of the playoffs in the second round with Lamerck in the building. Last time LeBron James made the finals in a non-COVID setting, Raw was booking women's matches routinely.
Hasn't won a championship since 2020.
That's sick, dog. That's a long time.
That was 6 years ago, buddy. We didn't went through a whole presidential administration. We didn't went through an entire dominant 4-year Roman Reigns run since then.
All that bloodline stuff. LeBron wasn't winning none of that.
Yeah. Sick
world. BR82 186 says, watch the East look like the West from 07-08.
Yeah, East looks really good. But we'll see, man. Injuries can always change everything.
That's the one thing. Like, if they can stay healthy, like, the sky's the limit for the 76ers, but like they got some older dudes and the pressure's going to be on. And them young teams, as we saw this season, aren't going to let them walk over them, dog. They are about to be out there in dog fights all the time.
Yeah. Spurs will definitely be back. I don't know if this is their year to win, but they'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Leonard Aarons also says, Ladiva really out here chasing Philly cheesesteaks because remember, ring culture and doing paid cardio after the Lakers booted him. Wish I knew why they didn't want LaFraud to stick around is wild to me. Some people just be tired of the circus, I think. Leonard, it's like, all right, dog, see ya. Let's just have a white team now.
I think they were tired of a lot of stuff with LeBron and his representation, if I had to guess. And, you know, he felt disrespected on the way out. So it felt very mutual by the end.
Yeah, exactly. A lot comes with that. Leonard also says, Cult of Clutch versus Philly fans is going to be insane. They booted Mike Schmidt. They booted McNabb. If this didn't work in Lakerland, bruh.
Bro. Yeah, that's the other crazy thing about this. You're getting Philly fans who are historically some of the worst sports fans.
Dog.
And you're gonna have they're gonna now join forces with the LeBron fans. Oh my God. Oof.
Oh, they're on the same side. That's kind of sick for a little bit. Cause like you said, as soon as LeBron, the first slip up, like Philly fans are gonna be throwing cups of soda at him. Like it's gonna be bad. Leonard also says it's his last decision until the next one.
Nah, man. I can't wait till we get the commercial. They're gonna bring back the song and everything. Be the king when the kingdom comes, and you can tell everybody. On the exit stuff, plus everything.
They go find the homie Aloe Black, and he's gonna do it live. Actually,
Bro, he gonna yeah, he gonna be singing at halftime.
No, but there's
Where's
definitely
Aloe
going to be
Black? We ain't seen him in.
where is the? Yeah, I haven't seen the homie in a long time, but there's definitely going to be a decision of where LeBron goes to broadcast sports. Like, this is not the last decision. It's never going to be.
No, he's gonna end up owning a team or something. He's never gonna leave us alone.
The homie V Norman says, my hate for LeBron is justified since he whispered in Gilbert Arenas' ear when he was on the free throw line. He's going to find out about Philly soon.
Yeah, look, again, it ain't just me. That's what's so funny. People are like, oh, you hate him so much, buddy. I'm the least of his worries. I'm just a guy.
Absolutely. You're just a dude.
I'm just some guy on a podcast. I'm not even on a basketball podcast.
The other Mikey B says that Jet saved that match build for me on Wednesday. Feels like people are being intentionally obtuse about him deserving it. Didn't see this with Kyle or Jack Perry.
I wonder what the difference is. I think that Kevin Knight has really saved 2 weeks of build for the match with Kenny. I think that he has been a highlight both weeks, and it showed for me why he never really needed to be in the Don Callis family to begin with. Now, given, I think the stuff with him and Fletcher has been good. The stuff this week was really good, but allowing him to speak for himself and cut his own promos, he's been great. The matches have been great. He had a great match with Darby on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm high on him, and I am very excited for him to get his main event.
Yeah, at the end of the show when Ospreay and Kenny were going at it, and I was like, what about Jet though? And then he flew in with that belt shot, and I was like, see, that's how you do it. Just like his confidence and charisma the last couple of weeks, and how he's keeps talking that cash shit to Kyle. I'm like, this is exactly what needs to happen. It's great. So like the Don Callis stuff is so funny because it's like, I hate it, but it's also like enhancing his character. So I'm like, I don't know.
It kind of feels like he won't be in Don Callis' family for long.
Right.
And I'm glad for that because I was never a fan. But like I said, I think this build has really shown what he can do as a heel. And I never disliked the heel turn. I just wasn't a fan of him joining the Don Callis family. But I think the past 2 weeks in particular, he's really shined as a character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the match is going to be fire. We're going to talk about it here soon.
Yeah, but yeah, the ending of Dynamite, him flying in out of nowhere to hit Kenny from the top rope and all the stuff at the end of the show, ending the show with him holding both belts. I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm. It felt like there used to be times when like Stone Cold Steve Austin was champion, and then like Rob Van Dam or something is getting a title match, and like that Raw before, like you're like, Rob Van Dam's not gonna win. There's no way it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then Rob Van Dam does something crazy on the Raw before. This felt like that moment of like, oh damn, Jet's not gonna beat Kenny Omega, but damn, he looks cool, and like in this moment, we know that he could have future main events, and he's gonna be great at it. You know?
Yeah. Stoked for him. But like you said, we'll get into this AEW Redemption card in a bit.
Mm-hmm. The homie Joseph and Lena says, I'm with Phil. Get LeBron out of here. He makes bad Space Jam sequels. It's over. I haven't even seen it. Have you seen it?
I've never seen it. I have no interest. And I've never heard anything good about it. I mean,
no.
Think about this for a second. In a world where we have House Party 4 with Marcus Houston, LeBron arguably made the worst House Party movie that nobody talks about.
He made a badder House Party. Like we thought, like it said it couldn't be done. Like House Party 4, awful. And LeBron was like, watch this. Have you watched that?
No interest.
I clicked it on one time, I think. And I don't turn movies off usually. But after 10, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this to the legacy of House Party, I think.
You'll turn this off?
Let me turn this off, I think. What else is on?
Never turned it on. Sorry. Again, but like I said before, keeps trying to step in lanes and ape somebody else's cultural impact. And, you could make something of your own. It's cool.
It's like one time 5 minutes of How High 2 was on, and like I was irrationally angry. Like I was throwing shit. I was so mad. I was like,
oh boy,
who approved this? What happened here?
that was another one I just couldn't bring myself to mess with the classic. I didn't want to watch it.
The homie Van Twinblade says it's just sports ball. Soccer isn't Messi. Basketball isn't LeBron. Baseball isn't insert player. It's sports ball. The only GOAT is Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, baseball is moving forward. WNBA All-Star game is happening here in the city of Chicago. All those clips going around of Obama surprising the women at the Obama Center were really cool. Still really wish this guy was our president. What a cool guy. That clip of him talking to Caitlin Clark, and he's like, nah, man, just keep being you. Keep getting joy out of this. You're a hooper. And I was like, we used to be a different country, man. We used to have nice things. And also some of the stuff with him and Angel Reese, I will never forgive this organization for trading her away. I don't know why we did that, but can't have good things, I guess. You can't have it all.
It's been funny with the All-Star game because all the women in my life love women's basketball. WNBA is all most of them talking about. One of them was like, I'm so jealous of Phil. The women's basketball game, the All-Star game is in Chicago. I'm like, he's not going. Why are you jealous of him?
I'm not going, but it's cool that it's here. I forgot it was this weekend, actually. But yeah, I thought about going. I ended up not.
Speaking of old Barry O, I finally got around to watching the Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary. Highly recommended. Great documentary.
Really great.
They start off with him, and I'm just like, I know what this documentary is going to be. If this fool's the first one talking, like, this is crazy.
Yeah, he had a few great quotes in there, him and Michelle. Very good documentary.
Incredible.
But yeah, listen, Sky might not be where we need to be. I feel my way about Angel Reese being in Atlanta, even though I feel like it's a better situation for her. Feels pretty good, man. I don't know, man. Sox are winning. They just put out that $150 cover edition to 2K with Derrick Rose on the front.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
I won't be paying to play that game, but I do think it's cool that Derrick's on the front. Caleb Wilson on the cover. Sorry, Caleb Williams, not Caleb Wilson. Caleb Williams on the cover of Madden. I was like, boy, we're having a moment. Also, shout out to my guy back home, Patrick Kane. Salute to the legend. Welcome back home, buddy. What a time, man. What a time to be alive in Chicago.
Good on y'all. The Valkyries had a 9-game win streak. It was snapped. You know, we doing all right out here. Things are okay. We almost got LeBron James.
All you had to do was take on Anthony Davis and hope that he stayed healthy.
Damn it. Metal Death says
Draymond opted out for nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. He made Draymond get into the fucking shenanigans and semantics and look exact. Now he looks crazy as hell. I mean, but you got to go out on that limb, I guess, Draymond. The homie Metal Death says Mike never had to call himself king. He just was.
Never had to tell y'all he was the best because he went out there and won.
Still doesn't. He still is just like, yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Yeah. Listen, he didn't have to go out and tell his story and record, the last dance when it was happening. They did that for him. They told the story of his last year for him. He didn't go and get a crew and try to write the narrative before the story was told. Different times, man.
Yep. This debate's never going to end. I love it. Van Twinblade says, speaking of Messi, you see how dirty Argentina played in the final? The fact that any of those guys are allowed to play in the game when they intentionally try to hurt people is insane.
I don't watch a whole bunch of soccer, Van, but I saw a lot of people felt the way about it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's probably how people were looking at their screens for the first 30 minutes of the podcast. Like, I don't watch that sport, but I see that these two guys are very passionate about it.
Yeah, why do they like it so much, though? Yeah, shout out to Spain for getting that victory. Christopher D. Alston says, what do LeBron James and Busted Open Radio both have in common? They both used a cheat code. If you know, you know.
Listen, man. Sirius did that. It wasn't.
Sirius did that.
Sirius did that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Love for Boost says Larry Bird is GOAT status. For sure.
Absolutely. One of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest shooters we've ever seen.
Not better than that guy you guys have in the Bay, though.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
Not better shooter than that guy.
Sorry, Bird.
Yeah.
Orion Ben says, all love and respect to Andreas Hale. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Part of the massive layoffs over at ESPN. Andreas is just like one of the best people we know, like one of the best writers, one of the most humble guys, just incredible stories. I'm excited to see what happened next. He has so many different avenues of what he can do and where he can go because he's talented in many things. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yes. Yeah, just a legitimately great guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see what he's done next. I kind of felt a little selfish when this was announced. I was like, oh, I've been trying to get this guy to do a podcast with us for about 2 years now. And now we don't have to get it approved. I could just call him or text him and say, hey, man, you want to pull through? So I definitely want to have him on an episode. I've been trying for a very long time.
Every time I see him, that's the first thought in my brain of like, I can't wait to do a podcast with Andreas, but we got to jump through all these damn hoops.
Yeah, has a lot to talk about now if we talk to him. And yeah. But
I could also see him bringing his own back at this point if there's no barriers.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully he's doing well. In this economy, sucks to get laid off. And so hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he lands on his feet.
It's because media and how things are changing quickly, and as people involved in it, Phil and I are just like every day, like, ugh, it's getting scary out here, brother.
Yep.
Coffee Black says, I feel like every time there's a valid criticism of WWE, it's dismissed as the IWC hates everything. It happened with WWE ID, and I feel like it's happening with this WWE radio stuff. Yeah, it always gets down to even like beyond tribalism of just like the internet. What do they know? The live crowds really tell the story. Like, don't listen to them. And it's like, but sometimes you should listen to them because like some bullshit is happening. So it gets a little bit frustrating. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the homies got calls for tryouts, and I'm sure they'll have a lot more WWE ID editions. The homie Titus Alexander, former West Coast Pro World Champion, who will be in a match tonight with Adam Priest in the main event for the West Coast Pro Championship, is one of those guys getting a tryout. So I'm like, there's no way Titus is not going to get signed. Like, he got all the tools, but they want some other things sometimes, but shout out to him. I do hope that happens for him. Sometimes like it's bigger than like the WWE ID, fuck them. They're on some bullshit because like a lot of times they are. But like when you see someone that you've seen it for the last a lot of years come up and get these opportunities, it does feel cool and good for them people. So shout out to Titus.
Yeah. The internet thing is the internet thing at this point, buddy. Like, I know this happens every time, Coffee Black, where even if there's like a real conversation to have about something, it gets drowned out by either people defending something or going in an extreme in the other direction and over criticizing it before we know what it is. And in this situation, there was no way that Sirius wasn't going to make big changes to the way that not only is Busted Open perceived, but there's no way that the show couldn't change. It has to. It cannot stay the same. There's no way. And so
I'm laughing thinking about people thinking like it's gonna be the same thing. Like that just makes me laugh.
There's no way. And so people immediately pointing this out, and you have people jumping on them like, how do you even know?
How you know?
Come on, man. Like, come on. And so Yeah, you know, the internet discussion is the internet discussion, but this is a lot of stuff that people also, because they are blindly supporting anything WWE, they don't want to admit anything wrong with this, or you have the other direction where people blindly hate anything WWE does, and so you know they're going to spend all this time talking about it, and people are just going to continue to go back and forth, and it drowns out any real conversation about it.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about my little placement because I've been on Busted Open a few times. Like one of my favorite moments that I've had of the last few years is talking about the BW 500 with Mark Henry on Busted Open Radio. Like that shit is awesome. I think about that all the time, and it's like the homie Jonathan Hood's over there. Like I've been on there to talk about AEW. Like I haven't been on there to talk about WWE. So like, what does this mean for these things and over there? So like this is big, you guys. Like there's a lot of people underneath that are gonna deal with this stuff.
Get ready to learn TNA if you want to get over there to talk about something other than WWE, I guess.
That's it's a crazy.
I guess that's where we're going. But yeah, I think a lot of the internet discourse is a lot of people that have no idea what they're talking about or don't really understand the criticism of this, and they're just like arguing for the sake of arguing because that's what the internet does.
Mm-hmm. The homie Arduit says, happy Grapsody, just joining. New ongoing Static and Vixen book announced from DC. Hyped.
Yeah, I saw that. That does look cool, Arduit.
The other Mikey V says, do y'all think Tony should just announce injuries? It would save a lot of grief. Still laughing that Hangman announced he was hurt on a mobile game. A what? What did Hangman do?
I don't know. I didn't see this, but the Hangman stuff is still weird, even with what we know about him potentially having a herniated disc. It's still weird. And I know people are going to be like, but he's hurt. That answers the question. No, it's still weird.
That does. That didn't answer the question for me. It depends on the injury and if it affects the story. I feel, Phil. You know what I mean? Like if Hangman Adam Page is engulfed in a feud and then he's out for 4 weeks and we don't know why, like maybe say, or he's out for 6 weeks, he's out for 7 weeks, he's out for however, and we don't know why, maybe, but like every injury that ever happens at any time, I wouldn't say so. I don't think so. No, I think because like sometimes it's just like personal. Sometimes there's so many factors that are around it. I don't think announcing injuries would help.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation because it's wrestling, and sometimes we have other things that are linked to it, some things that are work, and
sometimes they're injuries, you know, and like
it's not that as simple as like
that they're hurt.
It's not as simple as like a real sport just putting injuries out.
Hangman announced he was cleared of wrestling on a 5-star Booker game. What?
Yeah, that's what he meant by the mobile game. Yeah, the five-star Booker has become all the craze. So
everybody got to get off the internet, I think. You know?
Yeah. That is wild that's how some people found out that he was hurt. But again, I continue to say this is all weird. And this is part of what I mean that is weird.
Ben Sifner says, I had to take the Danhausen started in WWE that they wouldn't shove him down people's throats like Don Callis. I'm sorry. I was wrong. F LeBron. The Danhausen stuff makes me laugh, dude, because like this guy couldn't get a match on Ring of Honor before, and now like Netflix on Raw is about him. That's a crazy ass transition, Phil.
Insane times, buddy.
He couldn't get on Honor Club, and now he's on Netflix. Shay Monster says, rumor is AEW ROH has 7 of the new free agents in the plans. New Day and Motor City Machine Guns are the locks. Who are your other 3? Kaylee Ray, Macklin, and Kyrie are my picks.
Yeah, I think Kaylee Ray makes a lot of sense, considering the fact that AEW has really utilized Joshi's from day one. Mm-hmm. Kyrie also makes a lot of sense. But it all depends on what Kyrie wants to do next. And I don't know if Kaylee Ray wants to go and have an indie run, if she's going to go back to the UK. It all depends on what they want to do.
The tag teams are, I hope, for sure. I don't know what this rumor and innuendo is. What's 7? I don't know. Everybody's contracts or their 90-day things are expiring, so I'm guessing people are talking.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Tyrone Kidd says, can't wait for LeBron and Jr. to remake Blue Chips.
Yeah, where's Bronny going to go? We haven't heard any movement on Bronny. He's still Laker.
See, I liked Blue Chips too. That's how Shaq was out here, dog. Like these terrible movies. I was like, yeah, Shaq's in it though. Pull it up, put it on. Twism. Veto Death says it's we're seeing people simp to WWE just because the name, the brand, and not because it's doing anything worth following. So many options, and they're stuck in a cult.
How long have you been a wrestling fan, buddy?
It's lifetime.
That's
forever.
That's been a thing for a long time. Like a lot of WWE fans are not going to change course. They're not going to watch anything else. This is their football team. This is their brand. They're going to continue to rah this team until the death.
This is their football team, dog. Like this is a lifetime. Wrestling is WWE. It's not wrestling. It's WWE. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then Orion Ben says they heard Phil and the Willow versus Tekla promo was fire. Yeah, that promo was. Denise and I talked about it. That was like legit the best thing on Dynamite this week.
Yeah. See again, that week where we came on and I was saying do more with the women, put Tekla in front of the live crowd, let her talk, let the women talk more in front of the live crowd, and
look what happened.
Hey there,
killed
man.
it.
I know, man. It. I know sometimes people be thinking I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining. Listen, sometimes I be saying things because I'm like, hey, this is something that I think would help the show, and it's something I think other people have voiced that they want to see.
Huh.
Go figure. Huh. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I ask questions because other people are asking the same question. But, don't shoot the messenger. It ain't my fault.
Questions? You got questions?
I have a lot of questions. But if you're like me and you have questions, you can send us a super chat or a humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
Absolutely. Right here and not in any group chats.
We got some humper chats here. We got some from Tony P. He says, so this week was a mix of eventful and slow. Brian finally made his choice, and it was a place none of us expected. In Philly, it was looking more like the Heat with the White mishap. But at least we're in a better place than the last time he had us waiting in Miami. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, Miami came out of this, okay? Tony, you guys got Giannis, so you'll be
worked
right.
out.
I don't know if that's going to make you guys contenders, but I'd assume Miami's going to be better than they were this season.
I mean, they definitely, against the 76ers, they don't look that great, but they'll be fine.
But again, gotta trust this Embiid guy to stay healthy. Not written in stone yet. Nothing.
Dog, what you said about the Celtics is funny. Could you imagine them looking at their phone when they announced that LeBron James is going to be alongside the guy that they let go over there? Bonehead moves.
I hope that they regret this for the rest of time. Yeah. I hope you regret this for the rest of time, Brad Stevens. What were you thinking? What the hell were you thinking? More from Tony P. He says, with the names linked to us, I really hope Clay is not the one we get. As LeBron on the Sixers, all I got to say is if Joel goes down, it's a wrap for them. Plus, them fans are going to eat him alive. There are two silver linings, though. The Knicks repeat talk is dead. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Like I feel like the Knicks have been talked about less and less the more the offseason goes on, and their fan base got to be feeling like us against the world even more so than they did in the run to win the championship.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna have big pressure now of that, like we won and like let's try to win again, but like nobody cares besides us. And like I think that's just kind of how they have to live. Of like the world's not gonna, we don't matter at this point now. It's all Team LeBron, but like we still got to just rally and be New York. They always do that.
Yeah. Tony also says. Tony also says the best one though, suffering Boston fans. They still talking themselves in the and the Heat doesn't have a chance at going to the finals after they fleeced themselves in the Giannis talks and doing the PG trade. Now seeing Philly get Bron, they're in hell, bro. Like, yeah, no, Boston fans have had the worst summer by far. They've had the worst summer. They've got to feel horribly, man. Like. Losing Embiid to arguably your second biggest rival in Philadelphia, and then getting that second punch later on that they're getting LeBron to, yikes, man. Yeah.
Sick. Gotta be sick.
Tony also says, supposedly there hasn't been anything big from Comic-Con this year. That is a shock to me. Maybe there has been, but I've overlooked it. Oh, and Odyssey was good. Do see it in an IMAX if you can. Now wrestling. I plan to see Odyssey, but I haven't yet. I haven't kept up with any Comic-Con news, Tony. So I know that they've put out some of the stuff. We got the Doomsday trailer, but we got the Doomsday trailer before Comic-Con. So. Then Tony says this week Dynamite was better than last week, but the crowd was either mic'd bad or they were just weak. The Willow Tekla promo was great. Most of the matches rocked. The end of the Don Callis family is on hand. The question is, who will turn babyface from it? I don't think anybody is. I don't think Kevin is going to leave and turn babyface. I think if he leaves, he's going to stay heel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the heel thing is just working out so much. Like I don't think he needs to flip back out of there. I just think he needs to be away from the Don Callis family because he can talk for himself. Also, Kyle Fletcher, I feel the same thing too. Is like, I think he might have outgrown the Don Callis family at this point, but he shouldn't flip to being a babyface. He should just get out of the Don Callis family and be a heel. Yeah,
he just did a big heel move like 2 pay-per-views ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, no, it wasn't even 2 pay-per-views ago. That was Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's turning babyface anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. He shouldn't.
But yeah, no. Tony also says the WWE radio. We all know what this means. Even if they were WWE heavy focused to begin with on the network, this shows that the need for independent journalism overall. Look at major news networks and papers ran by rich people and big corporations. Yeah. Well, I would say for people outside of this whole situation, this is why I've been saying probably since the inception of this podcast, cover what you enjoy. This whole just covering something because you feel like you have to or because it's popular, I don't subscribe to that. I don't think you should be doing that. And unless it's your job specifically to cover WWE, but if you have a podcast where you can talk about what you want, talk about what you enjoy. Don't spend the entire podcast talking about something that you don't enjoy or something you feel like you have to talk about.
And support the little guys too, I think is also where we're landing of like, we appreciate every little view, every little comment, every little anything that we could get. Cause like we're up against some big dogs out here, you guys. Just like, support the little creators, show them some love, tweet about them or post about them or do anything that you can to help because need it.
Yeah. I think, okay, I didn't skip that one. Tony says the decocking of Bron from the info given in Unreal is crazy self-sabotage. Roman's Oba slander. Cody is a bitch. Wow, what Cody did. Saturday main event was meh except for one match, which I have some things to say about. One of the ladies in that match, Raw was a waste of time. Didn't see SmackDown. Yeah, the Bronze. I've never watched a single episode of Unreal. To be transparent with you guys, but the clips of Braun I've seen have been fascinating. That clip of them saying that they did not want to force Bryan down our throats, and that's why he didn't win the Royal Rumble. And you guys went with Roman Reigns instead?
I can't believe it. I couldn't believe that.
That was an interesting choice. And I don't think a lot of people would have felt that way because it felt like the logical move you were making with Bryan coming into the year. And you were setting him up as a world title contender. I don't think a lot of people would have felt that way if he won the Rumble, especially if you did it in an interesting way. And now he's incredibly cold. He did not have a WrestleMania match. He exited the Royal Rumble extremely early. He was the number one entrant, and he got kicked out in second. He didn't have a run in the King of the Ring tournament. And now he's in a tag team in a faction that's doing a storyline with Otis and Cesaro. Huh? And this is the guy that you've been heralding as a future WrestleMania main eventer and all these things. And even if you didn't want to give him the the Royal Rumble win, this is the plan?
Yeah, see, that's why I can't watch that show, because I watched that clip and I was like, this makes me angry. Like the fact that these guys are thinking like this, and like the fact that wrestling still moves like this of like, they're gonna think we're shoving them down their throat and then shove someone else down our throat. Like the logic isn't even making sense with you guys.
To go from Braun and to go with the guy that has had one of the most controversial and polarizing pushes in recent memory. Yes, it worked out in the long run, and he's more popular than he's ever been. But it took us a long time to get here. And they were going to make sure it hit because they kept giving him chance after chance to become the star that he is. And to decide, nope, we're just going to go back to Roman instead of taking a risk with Bryan is... And I mean, when you look at the last, let's just say 5 Royal Rumble winners, none of them have been under 40 years old. None of them have been under 30. Roman won it in January, and then before that, Jey Uso, Cody 2 years in a row. And then before that was Brock in 2022. And then before that was Edge. All of those guys are in their 40s. You had a chance to make a guy that was 27 years old your Royal Rumble winner. I think the last time somebody in their 20s won the Royal Rumble was Roman in 2015. Mm-hmm. All the other guys that I can think of have been 30 plus.
No risk, no chances, just guys that we've been seeing do it for the last 20 years are winning.
Yeah, that's right. Other Mikey V, it was Edge in 2021. 2020 was Drew.
Yep.
And then
so that was a good one.
Yeah, and right, Drew was the right pick that year, and some of the other ones I named, they were the right pick for that year. But I'm just saying, like, you had a young guy that you could have given the win this year, and you went back to Roman. Roman don't need a Royal Rumble win to get a WrestleMania main event. He's main evented WrestleMania for 10 years in a row, almost. Mm-hmm. Well, even if it's 9 in a row, he has 11 WrestleMania main events. He don't need a Royal Rumble to get in that spot.
Like, they could have a Royal Rumble match to get a match with him at WrestleMania. Like, it's not the other way around. He don't need to earn no matches with nobody.
I'm trying to, like, really think while we're saying this. I think I'm right. I think Roman is the last guy under 30 that won the Rumble. And that was all the way in 2015. Because, oh, man, because, like I said, Drew was 2021. Well, sorry, 2020. Seth was 2019 because that was the year 35. Of Kofi Mania and everything. Yeah. So yeah, Seth was WrestleMania, was Royal Rumble 2019. 2018 was Nakamura. 2017 was Orton. Yeah, look at the last decade of this. Like that, all of these guys are 40 plus, man. Like you gotta put some young guys in that spot, man.
Please, it's they needed to push guys and not just another accolade. When it switched to just another accolade for a guy, it kind of lost some of its prestige. Like they don't use it to build; they just use it to as a means to the next thing, and like that's not enough.
Yeah. You gotta give one of these young guys that win. I think in the next 2 years, Braun or Oba should be a favorite to win this thing.
Yeah.
Out of your youth movement that you're building, it should be one of those guys soon. And to already be saying, well, we don't want to force this guy down our throat. Since when has that been the argument for any top guy you've built over there? I mean,
ever.
John Cena, Roman Reigns, any of the top guys.
Stone Cold, Hogan, everybody was shoved. All of them.
Yeah, that was such a weird clip, man. What a weird clip.
And for the alternative to be Roman, though, like if they were like, we don't want to shove him down the throat, let's try for LA Knight or something. You know,
something out of left field. But you went incredibly safe. You went, yep, Roman.
That works,
and it worked out because Roman and Punk had a instant classic at WrestleMania, but he didn't need to win the Rumble to get that match.
They could have did that without the Rumble win.
Yeah,
two things could have been true.
Yeah. Yeah, your two big number one contenders going into WrestleMania this year were Roman and Randy Orton.
Yeah,
you got to go young eventually at some point, guys. You got the young guys, so
yeah. I mean, it was Braun. They're talking about a young guy that could have did it.
Yeah.
And how different would we feel right now if he won the Rumble and won the World Championship at WrestleMania and was moving like a fucking big star? It would be cool.
Yeah. Well, instead he's still in the vision for some reason.
Hey, Logan Paul and stuff though, you know.
Yeah.
I see there's sometimes videos of Austin Theory and he looks like Ricochet sometimes, and it's weird. I don't know why.
Yeah. You see this Logan Paul, Tom Brady stuff from the weekend?
I saw Tom Brady slap.
I don't know who this is for.
Rob Gronkowski, I guess. Like this is Rob Gronkowski content.
I just don't know who this is for. And I get it. Logan Paul at this point is a full-time wrestler, but the Tom Brady stuff, you're trying to appeal to football fans, and those people, if they're not already wrestling fans, they don't care. And based on the way that Tom Brady has talked about wrestling, that's not going to appeal to wrestling fans. He's putting down the sport. He's putting down wrestlers and saying these guys can't really fight. This is fake.
They're not real athletes.
Yeah, they're not real athletes. Like, so that's not going to appeal to wrestling fans. And you're kind of preaching to the choir with other sports fans that think this is fake anyway. So who is that for? And then the guy that you have that is defending the merit of pro wrestling is a guy that's not even considered a full-time real wrestler. It's not even like a guy that you would think that's going to come and go, how dare you say this about wrestling? It's Logan Paul. It's a celebrity, basically.
Yeah.
And the entire reason you're pushing Logan Paul is saying, well, Logan Paul is a real wrestler. I mean, he's a real athlete, and he's a real fighter. He's a real boxer. He can knock him out. So who's really defending wrestling here, guys? I don't know who this is for and why I would want to see it.
He's going to use his real fighting skills to beat up Tom Brady. It's like, wait, but what?
Yeah, I don't get it. And even when he slapped him, I was like, okay. So are we supposed to be rooting for Tom Brady, who's running down wrestling? Or are we supposed to be rooting for Logan Paul,
who sucks?
Yeah. That is very funny, Hoop. Because he says Tom Brady's not a real athlete.
Yeah, you can't get wrestling fans a real athlete talk. They just kind of tune out. It's not even that they want to like fight or anything, or like, yeah, they're just like, all right, if they understand how you feel about them as wrestling fans and they think that however you think about them, they're gonna just move on. They're not gonna engage, you know?
Yes. Suppose we can get into this redemption card. And we've got some more Humper chats. I think we've got a few more super chats, and we'll get into those. But might as well run through this.
It's tomorrow. I keep forgetting.
It is. It's Sunday. Yeah. We should get to review this right on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was pulling up the card. AEW Redemption will be coming to you live from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The Bell Center on July 26th, Sunday. Glad we're back to a Sunday pay-per-view. Just made certain things confusing. I know some people don't like the Sundays. Some people prefer Saturdays.
People like Saturday pay-per-views. You're a Sunday pay-per-view guy?
We seen how Cam was talking, man. Y'all want to be Saturday? Y'all want Sunday? It's like, but yeah, AEW Redemption will be coming to you guys live on Sunday. We've got 10 matches announced so far. I would assume after Collision tonight, we'll probably have some 0-hour matches. I don't think we're gonna get just a 10-match card. Tony won't let me down. Tony will announce 3 matches out of nowhere.
We're getting at minimum like 5 more match announcements before the show tomorrow.
Absolutely. I was kind of surprised that they put the Divine Dominion match on Dynamite, because I thought with this build, and you were trying to fill out this card as is, and I've been saying for the past 3 shows that the Divine Dominion has really killed it on 0 hour, and they've earned their spot on the main show. And this time around, where you're trying to fill out a show, I thought, okay, well, they're going to end up on the main card, and they're not. You did the title match on Dynamite. I was kind of confused by that.
And they had a slapper, too. It would have hit on the pay-per-view, so it was super confusing. It's like, why do they keep doing this for Divine Minion? Like, I feel like that's going to be one of the 0-hour matches they announced, but, like, you should put these women on the main card because all of their tag matches have been heat. Even given the amount of time that you don't even give them a lot of time half the time, and they somehow pull it all out. I mean, who doesn't want to see 2 gigantic women throwing people around? It's awesome. And this was a hardcore match. Like, it would have fit perfectly on this card, who the build hasn't been amazing for a lot of it. And like, we got to get these tag teams, some kind of something behind these women's tag team championships.
Yeah, I thought that this was the time to put the women's tag titles on the main show. And I was really surprised that they put that show on Dynamite. And I mean, we had the conversation about how strange this build has been last week. I don't want to rehash a lot of that. I feel like we already made our valid points about it. But despite how strange this build has been, I do think that the pay-per-view is going to deliver, because AEW at this point doesn't really have bad pay-per-views. They've been on a run of spectacular pay-per-views, and I don't think this will be any different. It was definitely an odd 3 weeks or so to get here.
Very.
But yeah, we got Tekla defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Willow Nightingale. I think that this came together this week with the segment with Mick Foley. I thought both women came across really well in this segment. Tekla has been a phenomenal champion, but Willow really stood her own in this promo with her, and I thought she came across well. I think it's pretty obvious Willow's winning. I would be really shocked if she doesn't. I want Tekla to win, guys. I really do, but I don't think she's winning.
Yeah, that would be the most shocking result of this whole card if Tekla retains the women's championship here. The story has been told for Willow. Even in this promo here, it felt like the redemption of this pay-per-view was going to be Willow Nightingale, how she was talking, how she was coming back. But in that, Tekla, man, just when you give Tekla a mic and she's confident and she doesn't give a shit what you have to rebut what she's saying, like this was such a her promo, like her getting her little digs in, her saying that this smile is stuff is all fake and she's gonna wash it away. But even after that, after she washes her, she's gonna have to smile anyway through it. It's just like this woman just really understands it. Her telling Mick Foley to shut the hell up, like just perfect. Like I love Willow had great rebuts in this. She had great passion. Her acting like the big dog over Tekla, I liked it a lot. But like Tekla momentum feels like we still need to continue with it.
Yes. Yeah, I liked the way she brought that back around because Willow called her a stupid bitch, and she was like, "Are you still in my line?" And then she was like, "Listen, I am going to win. I'm going to stand over your beaten and broken body with this belt, and you're going to have to smile anyway." I thought that was a great way to bring that full circle by using her catchphrase against her. Yeah, and I think that all of the stuff between Tekla and Mercedes online has been really great, and it's made me want to see more of it on TV. Yeah, guys, I want Tekla to win. I just don't think she's going to.
She's not. She is not at all. This is Willow's story to be told. They're going into this. And of course, like the Willow and Mercedes match is going to be fire. But like Tekla has been doing such an incredible job in like all the way up until this match. She's going to continue to do it. So she deserves a reward. I hope to see her on the All-In card in a big match if she's not the world champion.
Yeah, I think it would be really a shame if she wasn't on this card at all for All In London. And that's another reason why I want her to win is because I think that she's earned it.
Yes.
They really needed someone to step up when Tony Storm went out and Mercedes wasn't there, and she did. I think she stepped up in a big way as champion, and I think she deserves the right to defend that belt at the biggest show of the year.
Come on, Tekla, help. But yeah, Willow Nightingale's winning this match tomorrow. Sorry, guys.
I think so too. And, because at least Triangle of Madness are holding the Artists of Stardom championships, maybe we're going to get a trios match with them. Maybe they have other plans for her. But yeah, she definitely belongs on the All In London card.
Agreed.
Mark Davis will be defending the AEW National Championship against Andrade El Idolo after Mark had an incredible match with Speedball on Collision. Mark has had a great year in general, though. I think he has really stood out on his own since he came back from the injury. There was a lot of talk about like how Fletcher had kind of left him behind and lapped him. And anytime anybody brings up Aussie Open and want to see these guys team up again, they're like, nah. Fletcher's outgrown that. But Davis has shown that he still is quite an asset to this company. And I would love to see these guys as a tag team again. But even if we don't, both of them are in such a great place. And it's really great to see that.
Yeah, I'm on team Aussie Open should sporadically have tag matches because they're both incredible. And I don't think Kyle Fletcher has outgrown the team. I think it could be a little side quest that he sometimes competes in. Yeah, Mark Davis, if you run through his resume this year, he got a couple of them that are high up there. Like this guy really understands where this character is, where what he brings to the table, what his place is in the Don Callis family. But when the bell rings, he just goes hard. Andrade is so over. The stuff from this week, like the crowd wasn't super hot for a lot of parts, but they were hot for Andrade's parts. I'll tell you that. I was like, no, this guy is over. When his music hit, like they went crazy. Like he's gonna become. I already think he's undeniable, Phil. But like the further we get along, it's really gonna be like we got to do something about Andrade. Like I think he's gonna win the national championship tomorrow, so that's worth something. But he's got to get to bigger heights pretty soon here.
Yeah, I think one of the unfortunate things about this build after they did the Kenny and Max match on Beach Break is that we're not going to get the Andrade match with Max for the title anytime soon. I hope we're still getting Andrade versus Max eventually because
he should.
That was the logical next step here, and they've been building to that match for so long. So I hope we eventually get that. I don't see a world where Andrade does not win tomorrow. But again, I hate that we didn't get the world title match that it seemed like, and we had to seemingly pivot to this. But if Andrade does win this belt and he does get to defend it elsewhere, I think that could be a cool way to use him as well, especially because they haven't really used the national belt as the concept that it was supposed to be used for.
Right.
And if you want anybody to do that now, Andrade would make a lot of sense.
Huge. He just is so good. He's incredible. And he's been wrestling in all these other promotions. So it just makes sense for him to be champion while he's doing it.
Yes. We've got the Painmaker, Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa in a no-holds-bar match. These, well, let me start with love before I get going anywhere. I think that the Jericho and Ciampa feud has been good. I like their match at Beach Break, and I thought all of their segments and stuff leading up to it I really enjoyed. After Ciampa beat him, though, and we started getting these Painmaker vignettes, they have been pretty rough, guys. I don't know what Jericho's doing in some of them. Like he's making like these odd faces and stuff. And it's just like I don't know what this is, and it's just this. The concept of the Painmaker is just not for me at all, and it very much feels like this is just extending this feud longer just because Jericho's going to beat him.
Right. It's like he's trying to convince us that he's this crazier threat as the Painmaker, but like none of us believe it. You know, and it's like not like I'm not like you can't fight, you're not hard, but it's like the character that you've given us, like why should you be different because you have the makeup on now and like you're making crazy faces in the mirror? It's just like we don't believe you, and it's like we don't want to believe you, I think is the thing. We just want Chris Jericho. Bring the Chris Jericho shit. What is this, you know?
And Ciampa has been so great this year. I don't understand why he couldn't just get the win and move on.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to deny this has been good for Ciampa. It's absolutely been beneficial. He's been on TV weekly, but I just don't understand why we're doing a second match or why we need the Painmaker. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that Chris Jericho is going to win.
And it's crazy because I like the extracurriculars, Phil. I like when Ciampa's mixing it up with Tony Schiavone. I like the promo last week with Paul White. Like, I like this stuff, but like the Jericho stuff is muddying it up. It just shows me that if Tommaso was in with another person that was hot and energy in the feud thing, it would be something better. And like, why is he over here with this?
Yeah, and Ciampa, man, everything he touches, it's hot, man. That when he did the promo this week and he had the match on Collision and he had the interaction with Westside Gunn, put his jacket on and did the big knee. I thought all of that was great. Again, he's had a tremendous year. I just don't know why he's still in this feud with Jericho.
Hopefully this is it. If there's more, do not overstay your welcome. That's why I haven't been super offended by what's going on, because this Jericho run is way different. It used to be like, if Jericho's in a feud, we're going to get a 20-minute promo. We're going to get all this. This is like pretty concise. They're just getting to it. But yeah, it does just kind of feel like Jericho's trying to get his little win back. So Chris Jericho's winning this match.
Yes, I definitely think he's going to win. We got Kyle Fletcher defending the AEW International Championship against Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito.
Match of the night, probably right here.
Based on the storytelling stuff this week, Kevin Knight was bragging on the fact that he now has the most title defenses as a TNT champion, and he did it without the Don Callis family. And so Kyle Fletcher's trying to one-up him. He's going into the pay-per-view, and he's like, I don't need the Don Callis family either. I'm going to win on my own. Up until that point, I was pretty certain Kyle Fletcher is going to win. I think Bandito is going to beat him now. And I think that, yes, I think that they're clearly, well, it seems like they're moving in a direction towards Kyle versus Kevin Knight after this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a lot of sense if Kyle is going to move forward as the representative for the Don Callis family and Kevin is going to continue his run as TNT champion, I think that that's the next big match. And in order to get there, I don't think you're going to do a winner take all match.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I mean, unless that's the way you cap off this 2-belt Kevin thing, this two-belt Jet thing. But I think now the idea of him saying, no, I can do this too, and he got a little bit too much dip on his chip and he loses to Bandito, I think that's a good story.
And actually, because I was going to pose this question to you about Bandito and essentially, can he keep having these big matches and not get a big win? Because like we just saw him in the match against Mox, was that last month, the last pay-per-view, and Mox beat him, bloodied him, and did all this. It's like, can he have another big title match against a Kyle Fletcher and then not win? Like, it's going to start to look crazy if he keeps beating in these big moments and not achieving it. So, I mean, in order to move the story forward, him winning could help it. So why not? I don't see it. I don't think so. I feel like Kyle Fletcher is going to come in and do his big boot thing, and that's out of there. But Bandito can't be the pawn in all these stories is where I'm landing, I think.
Yeah, and maybe this is just me hoping that Bandito is going to win because I don't want to see him take another pay-per-view loss unnecessarily. And, I mean, this could go either way. I could absolutely see Kyle winning here, and that's going to set up another Takeshita match or a triple threat match with Okada. There's been some tension between Okada and Fletcher as well. Maybe that's where this is leading, and we'll get the Kevin match somewhere down the road, but I want to hope they're not just setting Bandito up here to lose, especially with this storyline. But it could go either way. I am tentatively picking Bandito. Not confident in that pick, but we'll see.
They just can't have him come and lose another one, so he should win. But I gotta go with Kyle Fletcher. I can't see them doing that. But this is probably the match of the night. I think when it comes down to it after the show on Monday, we'll probably come in and be like, "Damn, Kyle Fletcher and Bandito tore it up." So that's all that matters, I guess.
We shall see. Cage and Cope will be taking on the Death Riders, the team of Claudio Castagnoli and Pac for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I don't understand the build to this match at all. I understand that we're trying to prolong the.
I was hoping
Christian...
you did. I don't know what's going on.
I understand trying to prolong the build to this Bucks and Christian and Cope match for All In, but I don't understand.
Like Pac did a promo where he was trying to explain, like, don't challenge us, and I was just like, not moving me. It's not really moving me here.
I mean, if you were going to go with the Death Rider team, I don't understand how we got here because you've had a specific team wrestling every week on Dynamite and Collision as a tag team, and you're putting them in another tag match on the show. And you're not going with the other team that has been working as a tag team for most of their run with this group in Garcia and Yuta. You're going with Claudio and Pac for some reason. I don't get it, but it'll probably be a fun match.
The fact that they booked the other tag match really confused me because initially I was like, okay, this is confusing. And then they booked that match and I was like, huh? Wait, what? I'm not really understanding what's going on here. But yeah, this is all just a vehicle to get to the Bucks and Cope and Christian at All In. But like the way that they've gotten here is weird. I guess the point of Cope and Christian matches is like, these are tag teams that have wanted to wrestle them. They're legendary. So being in that is enough. But like they keep trying to tell weird stories. I don't know. This was just, it felt like it kind of came out of nowhere. Like they didn't feel like, if I was like, who are the number one contenders for the tag team championship? I would not say Pac and Claudio are the number one contenders for the tag team.
Yeah. It just feels like filler.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that doesn't help it with this reign is you've got so many interesting tag teams, and you're now 2 pay-per-views in where you've done kind of the hodgepodge tag team against Cope and Christian, and you don't really need to do that. You have established tag teams that you could put on these shows against them and have interesting matches. I mean, I think a part of the appeal of getting Christian and Cope reunion as a tag team is putting them in these matches against tag teams with this company that they wouldn't have faced before. And we're not really getting those matches. I don't understand why.
It's not moving how I would have moved it, but like, okay.
Yeah, you had other options here with other tag teams, but instead you're going with the Death Rider team, which is not even the most interesting tag team in that faction. I don't understand it. But I'm sure this match will be fine. There's a lot of talent here. You've got a jack of all trades in Claudio who can do anything. You've got Pac, who is still insanely underrated. And I have no doubt this will be a fun match. But
it probably was, because I hear how that generation talks about Claudio. Like, they probably were like, we want to have a match with Claudio. He's a fucking monster. And like, that's why. So I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cope and Christian retaining.
Absolutely. There's no other way for this then. On the other side, the Death Riders, Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay will be taking on the Young Bucks in a tag team match that was kind of announced out of the blue. We got the video package for them with Nick and Matt that sounded like it was recorded somewhere else. And
it's like his Matt's wife was asleep, so he had to go in the other room to record it real quick.
I mean, Nick sounded like the most obvious reading something over a microphone I've heard in quite some time. And I was watching the video package and thinking like, okay. And like you said, I was kind of confused as to how we got to this match with the tag teams. And then the way that they put it together with that video package, I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. This could go either way. You've got the current number one contender for the AEW World Championship heading into All In on one team, and a reigning AEW champion in Moxley going against the Young Bucks. But I would assume you also don't want the Bucks to take a loss, because you do have this Christian and Cope match coming up. So there's a strong argument as to who is actually going to lose this match and who's going to take this pin. I think the Death Riders are going to lose, though. I think the Bucks are going to win. It makes the most sense for them.
Moxley, right?
It makes the most sense for them to win, because you want to set up the big world title match at the next pay-per-view. But then on top of that, I think they're going to start planting the seeds of dissension between Mox and Ospreay. And they kind of already started on this week's episode of Dynamite, because Mox has already been in Ospreay's ear like, you can't trust this guy and you can't trust Kenny Omega. And meanwhile, he's been, it kind of feels like it's too good to be true with Moxley, because he doesn't just invite anybody in with the Death Riders. And it's been kind of this uneasy alliance with Ospreay anyway, because he's the guy that put Ospreay on the shelf. I think that the storyline with him and Ospreay has been good. It's been a little convoluted, and I could see in the reception to it in the live crowds now and online that it isn't exactly doing what it needs to do for Ospreay. And that's why I feel like there has to be a next step in it, because you don't want Ospreay to go into All In with any doubt of whether he's a babyface, because he's doing things now where he could be considered a tweener, or people could be thinking that he's turning heel. You don't want that to be the case going into his home country. You want him to get universally cheered. And so I feel like there's got to be a next step in this storyline, and that has to be the dissension between him and Mox. I don't think Mox will be in his corner by All In.
I mean, that's kind of the story that they were telling with the tag match on Dynamite or the 6-man match of like Ospreay is caught in between both these guys, but in the end, he's really like, Kenny, that's the guy. I'm going to stand behind him because he's kind of got me to this place. And Moxley's on the side like, what's up with this dude? It's like there's quietly starting the dissension, and that's kind of the story they're slowly telling behind the scenes. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that they announced this match for Ospreay, because you want Ospreay to be active before All In, but I just thought something else was going to happen. I'm not mad at it. I mean, I was saying my favorite match of the year last year was Ospreay and Swerve versus the Young Bucks. So I know what Ospreay can do with the Young Bucks, but it's just like an interesting strategy because of where we're trying to go with all these guys after this pay-per-view.
Yeah. So I believe that this is heading towards something happening between Mox and Ospreay between now and All in London. But I do not think Mox will be in Ospreay's corner come that pay-per-view because I think he is going to definitively either do something terrible to Kenny Omega or he's going to try to make Ospreay choose. And I don't think that's going to end well for Jonathan Moxley.
Do we need more build up or could this execution thing happen tomorrow? Could like the finish of this match be Moxley turning on Ospreay? Is that a possibility or we need more time, you think?
But see, I think that Mox is genuine in everything that he's saying when he says that he thinks that Ospreay is the guy. He sees it in him and the way that he's embraced him and invited him into the Death Riders. I don't think that Mox is going to turn on Ospreay. I think Ospreay is going to turn on Mox.
Huh. Okay.
But we'll see how we get there. I do think something's going to happen there. And based on the stuff on Dynamite this week, I definitely feel like they're teeing something up. With that said, I think this is going to be match of the night, guys. And I think when you go back and look at like Moxley's history with the Young Bucks, they had that great match with him and Eddie Kingston versus the Bucks. I think that these Death Rider matches on TV for the last few weeks have been really good. Him and Ospreay have great chemistry together, and it's the Young Bucks. I think this has the chance to be match of the night, and I do think the Bucks will pick up the win.
This is when I was saying earlier, it was between Bandito and Kyle Fletcher in this match of the match of the night of like, they could have had zero story of either of these matches and just announced them and put them on this show. And I would still say the same thing of like, these guys are guaranteed to tear it down. The Bucks in a tag match with, I'm sure there'll be blood because they're John Moxley. I already kind of know the structure of what they're going to do because of who's on the other side. And when the Bucks are in that situation, they're a different kind of Bucks. I expect this one to be one of those ones, honestly. This is going to be fire. But Bucks are, they're winning because we need to get 2 All In against Cope and Christian, and having a victory over the Death Riders means something.
Yes. And I do think John Moxley is going to eat the pin here, guys. I do not think
he better.
It makes no sense to pin Will Ospreay here.
You shouldn't.
I think Mox is going to take this pin, and I think again that's going to lead into some more stuff in the weeks ahead of All In.
Like maybe Ospreay could have helped, or he could have been in a different position. Like they're going to look at him sideways after this match, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hikaru Shida will be taking on Maya World for the AEW TBS Championship. The Shida stuff on Collision and her run so far as the TBS champion has been great. I think this heel turn has been a great character direction for Shida. Very excited to see Maya World get yet another pay-per-view match. Very well deserved for her. Everything that she has done since entering the Owen Hart Cup and the run she's been on has been tremendous. I don't think she's going to win here, though. I still think that she's going to be the one that beats Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. It kind of feels like it's too soon for Shida to drop the belt with the storyline and the direction they're going with her. I think that would be a great feel-good moment for Maya, but I also don't think that they would want to do that on the show because I also feel like Willow is going to win. Yeah,
see, that's a big reason I don't think Maya's going to win, because having two kind of those victories on the same show doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, I think it would hit. Like, I'd love it. It'd be amazing. 2 black women winning championships on the same show would be sick. But I just think they needed a good opponent with momentum in this position for Shida, because I think Shida needs a little bit more built on it. And Maya was just like, she just fit in. as perfectly as you can get here. Another big moment after her last pay-per-view match, coming back for a TBS title match, being rewarded for that showing with Mercedes. I think it's dope, but yeah, Sheeta's gonna win here, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what Sheeta's story is in All In, but yeah.
Maybe they do the Statlander rematch there. They could do that one-on-one match based on the way that Sheeta won the belt in that gauntlet match. Maybe Persephone's back and they do that match there.
Mm-mm.
They've got some options.
Yeah. I like Persephone. I like the Persephone match. And the stat, a one-on-one stat with the stakes. That could be dope.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that Sheeta was owed an apology after that Paige quote came out this week.
I didn't know why people were surprised by the Paige thing. I was like, did you guys watch
Me
it?
neither.
Did you get, we have eyes.
Well, I mean, even beyond that, we've seen this story before. I'm the happiest where I'm at. And so you're saying all the right things now. And you're saying, yeah, I've always been a WWE girl because you work there. Like it, I'm not shocked by that. And it's the same, some people tried to come for a friend of the show, Royce, this week as well. And I'm like, yeah, he worked there. I'm not surprised that he's now being company guy Royce.
What is he supposed to say?
I like all the wrestlers do this. Yeah, it's like, it's a trick bag because I saw someone ask Danhausen this during WrestleMania weekend. What's your favorite company you've worked for? It's WrestleMania weekend. He worked for WWE. He's gonna say WWE, guys. What do you think this is?
I really like that stint I had in IWA Mid-South. Nah, Doc, he's gonna say WWE.
Yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, a lot of stuff people are like making a big deal out of. It's wrestling. It's people protecting relationships, and I work here. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, look, I think if this leads to Sheeta getting a moment at All In, and she spoke about how much she enjoyed wrestling at Wembley before and how she felt like it was such a rewarding moment that she could have retired. And so, yeah, I would love to see her get a title defense there. And this time it's a successful title defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah.
The match is going to be fire too.
Yes. We've got a 6-man ladder match to determine the number one contender for the AEW International Championship. We've got Jack Perry versus the Beast Mortos, Commander, Speedball Mike Bailey, Nick Wayne, and El Clan. Very excited to see my guy Nick Wayne in the mix. I've been wondering where he's at. So glad to see him in the mix. A few of these guys have had visa issues. That's why they haven't been on TV.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're here. That does kind of telegraph that those guys probably won't win this match. You probably don't want to make any of those guys the number one contender because you've got you've got to put them on TV afterwards.
What's the for what championship is it?
The International Championship.
Okay, this might go along with your story of Bandito, maybe.
Yeah, I think obviously in his home country, this makes the most sense for Speedball to win. Speedball had been talking about wanting to be on this show. They didn't have anything until this match was announced. And yeah, if you're crowning a new champion in Bandito and you've got a number one contender coming out of here, I think that is a good story you could tell. But at the same time, you've also got the connection to Kevin Knight, and if Speedball does win here,
yeah,
Speedball versus Kyle Fletcher also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. There's that Don Callis connection. He said he wants to get revenge on this. So, yeah, I mean, Speedball getting a victory in his home country in a ladder match would be sick too. So,
yeah, but either way, Speedball is my pick to win.
Mine too.
Yeah, but yeah, excited to see what these guys do. Commander is gonna do something nuts. Beast Mortos back in the mix. We haven't seen Beast Mortos in a minute. And like I said, my guy Nick Wayne is back in the mix as well. Means Mama Wayne is going to be back in the mix. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Big time. I don't even know who's in the match. Nick Wayne's in the match. Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah. Is there any chance that it's anybody else other than Speedball? I feel like this is kind of the easiest one to predict.
Just because of the connection, that one feels like the easiest one. Like if it was for a different championship, I'd have a different answer. But I feel like since it's for that belt, like Speedball feels like the obvious answer.
Yes.
I would like one of the Lucha guys because, again, it's kind of the same Bandito story. It's like the Lucha guys are always in like the cool matches and the cool moments, but they never win. But like I can't see any of them winning,
Yeah. Then we've got the Bang Bang Gang, the team of Jay White and Juice Robinson taking on the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors in a double chain tag team match. This should be fun. Unfortunately, I do think the Dogs are going to take another L. Bang Bang Gang is just too hot right now. When those guys come out, they're getting fantastic reactions. They look like a big deal again with Jay White at the forefront. Jay White looks fantastic. He had a great
They're a
match
different team with Jay White, dog. They
Yeah.
just feel different. They move different.
Yeah, and Jay White just had a great match with Clark Connors. Big fan of Clark. Glad to see Clark continuing to get opportunities on TV. But yeah, it feels like Bang Bang Gang will take the win here.
Yeah, Jay White looked amazing this week. Like he's such a different wrestler than everybody. Like I was super excited to see him back. So this match should be great seeing him back. They just feel like I don't want the Dogs to get lost now because it feels like fuck, they're hot for Jay White, man. The crowd, the fans, and anything kind of attached to him means something. And I guess if they get Gabe Kidd back full time, that could change the trajectory for the Dogs. So I guess it's not too much to be worried about.
Yeah, I mean Gabe is overseas taking part in the G1. I think he also has some visa issues as well. I think that's been reported.
Mm-hmm.
But is there any way like someone interferes here? Maybe the Dogs win, but because I mean, obviously they're going to keep this feud going. Even if Jay and Juice win here, I do think this feud's going to keep going. And in that regard, it would make more sense for the Dogs to win. I just don't really see it. I think the Dogs are going to lose, guys.
Yeah. It's not set up for them to win, that's for sure.
Yeah. But it should be a fun one. It'll be interesting to see how this double chain match plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the main event, Kenny Omega will be heading back to his home country to defend the AEW World Championship against the TNT champion, Kevin Knight. Very excited for this match, like I said earlier. Very stoked for Kevin Knight. I think regardless of whether people believe he belongs in this spot, he has really taken the ring and run with it. I think he's been the highlight of this build for the past 2 weeks. And I think this has the chance to over-deliver, consider who's in it. Kevin's been having great matches. He's super athletic, and he's in there with one of the best wrestlers in the world. This feels like it's going to be very much like that Kyle Fletcher Hangman match at All Out, where it's going to over-deliver, and all the people complaining about the match coming up to this point are going to end up really liking it.
Yeah, this one is like, we know that Jet isn't going to win the world title, but like having a match with Kenny Omega, a one-on-one main event match with Kenny Omega means something still. Like that, like a lot of people can't say that. Like they've had a singles match, a tag match, anything, and like a main event against him for the world title, that already means a lot for Jet. The confidence that he has, knowing that the company has confidence for him, has made Jet even better. The little interactions that he's had coming up, the promos have been great. And I think the match is really going to push it over the edge because Jet's going to show people something that they haven't seen before. Like if you're not all the way on yet, this will do it. Like people, I think Jet's been doing so amazing in AEW, but you forget that like he trained in New Japan and he came up in a system that Kenny Omega perfected. So like there's that aspect, and Jet has so much to prove in this match, so he's going to be going 1,000 miles per hour. Like it sounds crazy, going to be a sleeper match because it's Kenny Omega and Kevin Knight in the main event, but I think they're going to do something really spectacular and different than we've seen a lot of the times. Super excited for Jet. I think he deserves this moment. I think that he's been getting better and better every week, and I expect this match to be pretty phenomenal.
Yes, I think
Kenny Omega wins.
Yeah, I think his character work and his promos have really grown as a heel. I think he's shown a lot more of what he can do outside of course, like, the high flying and the in-ring work. And so, like I said, I think the heel turn was the right choice for him, and he's made the best out of it. I just wasn't the biggest fan of the Don Callis family stuff. And for everything I was saying earlier about how WWE needs to invest in their youth movement, this is the right call. You got to see what you have in Kevin, and they've done a lot with him this year to put him in the forefront, giving him the main event with Kevin. I mean, not Kevin, but Swerve, giving him the big, the title reign, giving him the win, giving him the other big matches, giving him a win over Max this year. He's had a fantastic year, and so I think, people are going to be like, oh, it's too soon to give him the title match, or, they're forcing it. But I think it's great to see what you have in him.
This is just like the story we're talking about with WWE and Braun. It's like sometimes you just got to try it, dog. You got to throw them in the deep end and see how they swim.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that has worked in AEW's favor this year. Is a lot of what WWE has done with their main event scene has felt very predictable. They've got their top guys, and they're going to make sure those guys are protected. But at least AEW has taken some risks, giving Darby a short-lived run, doing this with Kevin Knight. And, some of the other moves that they've made with Max, they've taken risks with their young guys. And I think that's admirable.
Yeah, I'm excited for that exact moment. I'm like, nobody tries anything. People are finally trying something. Even if the outcomes feel predictable, I'd rather have them trying something than nothing at all.
Yeah, I mean, the outcome of this is not in doubt at all. There's no way we're not heading to Omega versus Ospreay at All In. But I do think this match is going to overachieve, and I think this is going to help to put Kevin Knight on the map.
It is. This is the Jets coming out party right here, and I expect them to go full-fledged after this. What comes post this is going to mean the most. But again, having a match with Kenny Omega that you get to in Kenny Omega's home country, like the crowd's going to be insane. Like this is going to hit super hard.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like, you can get into how much of the work they've done with him as TNT champion, but they've given him multiple main events this year. They've given him big matches. They've given him high-profile wins this year. And, giving him his first pay-per-view main event, that's huge. And regardless if he wins or not, this is a big opportunity for him.
Yeah, going to be dope.
Yeah, super excited for him. I think he's going to crush it. And, I mean, I don't know if the competition is that tough, but he's been my favorite TNT champion in a long time.
Yeah, his reigns have been fire, dude. He's wrestled Reed, AR Fox, Desmond Xavier. Like those ones really stick out, but all of them have been great defenses, and I'm excited to see more of that off the backs of this, since that championship has nothing to do with this match.
Yeah. But yeah, that is our card for AEW Redemption coming to you live tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to review this on Monday on our YouTube channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Probably are going to hit some more topics and slide out of here, but before then, get in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on the stream, and you can also send us a chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
You betcha. The homie, your boy KJ says, I'm a big fan of the Jet. He's truly the total package for real. Can't wait for his match against Kenny this weekend, man. This card is going to go crazy for real. That's how it always is too, KJ. It's like we could talk the most about builds. We could talk about stories. We could talk about any of that. But tomorrow when that bell rings, we're going to see some fire matches. We're going to see some 5-star stuff. We're going to see some of the best matches of the year, because that's what AEW has done multiple times this year. There's been at least 3 times this year where they've had a show and afterwards people are like, that's the best AEW show of all time. So like, that's just they're great at pay-per-views.
Yeah.
The Buzz, Aaron Busby, 408 says, did y'all watch the Game and YG versus? Game was drunk as hell, and YG showed just how many hits he has. I haven't seen it, but I have seen the Game chugging that bottle of Don Julio and thinking, there's no way that's good. That just can't be good.
I saw that clip. I haven't seen any of the rest of this verses. I can't tell you the last time I've watched the verses all the way through, by the way.
It's
but
been a minute.
I saw that clip, and I said, there's no way this could end well. And the other clips I've seen from this versus are pretty much what I would expect after we watch this guy chug an entire bottle of tequila on stage.
When he starts pounding his chest really hard afterwards, I'm like, this is no, there's no way that this is going to be good. Any good's going to come out of this. But yeah, shout out to both those guys. YG had just gotten like detained before going into the verses or some crazy shit. Like, all right.
Very gang affiliated show. Flags were outside. I saw that and I said, very interesting that Game chose this stage to get that drunk on.
They were banging, to say the least, brother. Flags were in the air, Philip Lindsay at one point. I'm like, oh, this is
what show is this? They're getting gang banging. Gang banging.
I'm like, it's probably as dangerous as fuck outside of this venue for sure. Jesus.
Nah, they was definitely out there drinking that wine, giving up hope.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I did not watch that to answer.
I haven't seen
your
it.
question, Busby, but it looked like crazy scenes, buddy.
We should have been done after Locks and Dipset. Like that was it. Put a flag in this whole thing.
That was the series finale. I think we could have been done with it.
Now it's just shenanigans.
Yeah, my man Smokey, bro. Every time I think about him standing outside with like the most like stock hip hop sounding beat I've ever heard in my entire life, and he's standing outside with that hoodie on singing. It's hilarious, bro.
It's like generic hip hop beat number 6 or something. It's just bad, and he's like in front of like graffiti randomly and stuff.
Like all of the stereotypes.
I got Smokey out here. Got him
all of the
crazy.
Stereotypes, bro.
Oh my god. Metal Death says, in a few years, WWE probably going to have a TRT on a pole match. That's crazy.
Maybe.
I hope not. That wouldn't be good. Crazier things have happened.
Yep.
RFK's the special referee. Grapple Geekery says, joining late. Painmaker sucks. Glad I made it.
Appreciate you, Grapple Geekery.
I just, again, want somebody to help him with this makeup. No shots at all. Like, I get it. Just like, it'd probably look a little better if, like, Darby Allin helped you or something. I don't know. Leonard Aaron says, I'm telling y'all, Will is going to lean all the way into this. He's going dark because he's not losing at Wembley. Death Rider Billy is going to cave to the violent side of the pro Graps force.
Yeah, I just don't buy it because you do not want him to. You don't even want the inkling that he's a heel at All In. You want him to get cheered. And I've already noticed how the reception to him has cooled down a lot. It's not what it was. And leaning into this is not going to help. I'm telling you, I think he is going to be like legitimately a babyface going in All In.
Because I think people are still confused about the Death Riders thing. Like, even if they're telling the story and even if they made it make sense, they're still like, well, we don't want our guy over there with the Death Riders. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's just too easy. It's everything about it, just the fact that all the other Death Riders have accepted him in, and something's going to happen, man.
Mm-hmm. Pretty soon here.
Mm-hmm.
And then Leonard also says the biggest thing AEW can do moving forward is cultivate their roster. How do you do that? You give guys like Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher the pay-per-view main event spotlight early so it pays later on.
Absolutely. You prove that they can stand on that stage and under the big spotlight. And that way, when you're ready to give them an even bigger crowning moment later, we've already seen it.
Right, exactly. It's all of that of throwing them into the deep end, seeing if they could handle it, and they can handle it.
Yes. And like I said earlier, that's the thing I think WWE should be doing with some of these guys. Like, I mean, I don't think it's a great time to do it, but with all this talk about how Dom is the future and, Dom can draw, you've got a chance to prove that he can draw. With AAA World Collide coming up, he should be main eventing that show. I mean, you're arguably setting him up to fail by putting him up against AEW All Out that weekend. But if he's the draw you say he is, and you feel like he can do that, then you got to give him the chance. You got to put him in the spot, because at this point you haven't done that. You haven't made him the main event draw for any shows, any pay-per-views. Now, I don't think they're going to do that. They're probably going to put Punk on this show. He's probably going to have like a guest appearance or something. But you should put Dom in a big spot on the show.
I mean, they've set it up for that promotion. He's the champion. He gets a lot of heat. They should. But they're definitely going to stack the roster, so I get it.
Yeah.
Leonard also says Apocalypse with Gambit equals Mox with Osprey. After this weekend, it'll be clear as day where this is heading, and it's fixing to get dark again for AEW.
Yeah. Yeah. Some X-Men 97 references for you guys. I telling you, I'm not buying it, man. I don't think that Mox will be in his corner at all.
And then the homie Bergov says, Happy Grapsody Day. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate you, Bergov. I appreciate everybody. Leonard, I thank you for sending super chats today and helping us out. Y'all are dope.
Yeah, appreciate you guys as always for sending in your super chats. We got a few more Humper chats, and then we're going to move forward. But
yeah,
I think I read that one.
Yeah.
We got a bunch from Tony P. He says the /what the fuck Redemption was really hurt by the Willow and Max injuries. Fans expected something different from the pay-per-view, but the changes just threw the pay-per-view theme off. Then the many issues of Kenny / Kevin. Only bright spot is I'll solidify main event Kevin. Yeah, like we talked about last week, it has been a very strange build, but I do think they're going to pull it together with the pay-per-view. I hope that the build to All In is better. It has to be, right?
I would think so. We're in it already. It's not like we have hell of weeks. Like it's pretty prime time now. They got to get intense about it, but yeah, they can't slow walk the dog like they've been the last couple of weeks.
I mean, and they've already planted the seeds for a bunch of stuff for All In, and I think that also kind of hurt this show because you couldn't just get to the match. You had to prolong it for the next show, and it made this show feel even more like filler. But, by next week, we'll be full on in the build to the Young Bucks versus Christian and Cope. You'll be potentially starting to build to Brawling Birds versus Divine Dominion, and whatever's the next step in this Kenny and Osprey and Moxley triangle. We'll get the rest of that. I'm assuming we'll get something with the Don Callis family, so we'll see.
We're getting there.
We'll see. Tony also says, in under a year, they would have elevated young stars in Kyle, Kevin, Bandito, and Maya, telling you that they are about to be the now, unlike WWE. Back to WWE, you heard about their report. If things don't get better by 2028, Nick and Paul will be in trouble. I haven't seen their report, but yeah, I echo your sentiment about the good work that AEW and really a lot of other companies are doing with their young youth movement. I think that that's a big highlight of what New Japan is doing currently. Now, of course, New Japan was forced to do that because they lost a lot of their top stars, but I think it just further highlights that WWE needs to start heading in that direction as well.
Absolutely. There's other companies and other people really trying things, and we kind of know what the future looks like. Like WWE is kind of still in the present and what has worked for them, and you got to take a chance here one time. Got it.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is you got guys that you can
You
do
got 'em.
that with. I mean,
Got him.
this is the first time in I don't know when that you've had an exciting call up in Obafemi. He's got to be the most exciting NXT call up in the last 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you're putting him in a big feud with Brock, but you got to take the next step with him as well. You can't keep stalling.
It's got to be more. This can't be it.
Yeah, you can't keep stalling. And that Roman quote this week, I think that says everything about why he's doing the match with Brock at SummerSlam and he's not challenging for the titles. And you got to sort that out after this feud with Brock is over, because you cannot give him potentially 2 wins over Brock Lesnar and keep doing an open challenge with him.
Mm-mm.
You got to put him in the world title picture. You can't keep stalling. If that's the height you put him at, you cannot go back down any further beneath that.
Right.
Yeah, Tony, that's what I'm talking about. Roman and that thing saying that he needs more seasoning. And look, he could be saying that in character, but
Still.
I don't think that's
I mean, coming right after the Unreal stuff doesn't help, you know what I mean? Of them being like, yeah, that's it, and that's not true, you know?
Yes. And see, Tony, I don't believe that. I do not believe Hope is beating Roman. I just don't believe it. I think they got to show me to believe me at this point. I mean, I got to see it to believe it at this point. I don't see it. I think Roman will be champion by the end of this year, guys. I think he probably will walk into WrestleMania still as champion.
I was going to say, Oba's definitely not beating him this year.
No, I don't see it. And I mean, even if he does, because you got Money in the Bank still coming up in October. Based on all the promos that LA Knight has been cutting, LA Knight should win the briefcase. And if LA Knight's going to cash in on anybody, based on all of the beef he's had with Bloodline and Division, he's got to cash in on Roman. There's nobody else he could cash in. I mean, you could do the Punk cash in, but it makes way more sense for him to cash in on Roman.
Well, at least like it won't have. Roman will force him to not do a real match, and it'll make him look strong still. So it'll work out.
Maybe, but I still don't think anybody's beating this guy anytime soon.
They're not. Not this year, at least.
No, because I definitely think Seth is losing at SummerSlam.
Yep. He sure is. Roman's not losing until at minimum next year's WrestleMania, and I don't even know if that's going to happen.
Because my thing is, even if you go with LA Knight and give him the moment finally, and LA Knight cashes in, I don't believe the LA Knight's going to have a long reign as champion.
No, he's not.
I mean, they should go all in and do it. Based on the reactions he's getting, there's nobody else to
They've told us around every corner, though, that he's not. They're not going to put it on him for a long time, you know?
I hear you, but who else is there to give the briefcase at this point?
I mean, I guess you could get Braun out of hell and give it to him.
He's cold, man. I think if you're looking at anybody right now that has the momentum and you could do something interesting with, it makes all the sense in the world for it to be LA Knight.
It should be.
This is Solo. That's an option. Solo has been really entertaining as a babyface. I will give him credit. I think the stuff with him last night was really funny. I don't know if you saw that segment with Royce and LA Knight talking in the locker room, and Solo comes in, and he's essentially cutting a LA Knight promo to them, and it's really, really funny.
I have not seen it. It's so funny. Some people came into the bar last night and they had on wrestling shirts, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, SmackDown was in Oakland yesterday."
Yeah, It was because that's what Roy said that in the backstage segment. Got a great reaction, and then he didn't get his entrance for the match. That was kind of interesting.
Huh.
Um,
That makes sense.
but he's in the mix. He's got a SummerSlam match, so that's good. He was in the mix for he was in the number one contendership match. So
Yeah.
and I think the outcome made sense. I think Sammy versus Finn makes the most sense for SummerSlam.
As long as he's in the mix is what I tell people when they're mad about it. I'm like, he's in the mix, dog. What do you want?
You got a SummerSlam match. I mean, that's better than he was earlier this year.
That's a fact.
So, and he continued to be mentioned by the champions, both Punk and Roman. So he's in a good spot.
Yeah,
Like I said, he's just a number one contendership match. He was a win away from possibly becoming the challenger after SummerSlam.
Right.
Sorry, I keep losing my place on the screen for the Humper chats. Yeah, here we go. Tony says, speaking of Paul, when he took over, that was about the time Bailey resigned, and resigned, not resigned, resigned, but unlike other people that did the 5 years, she did 3 years. I found that odd, but as time has gone on, I understand she may have wanted to see how things played out with him. I mean, at the time, she had no reason to not trust him.
Mm-hmm.
And she had just come back in a big way with the introduction of damage control and a lot of things. So I'm not so certain that she's leaving. That's absolutely what I would like her to do.
Mm-hmm.
But she should do what's best for her. And if she thinks it's best for her to stay, that's her decision. I'm never going to get mad at people making decisions for themselves.
Yeah, I want it to be closer to the time to actually happen till we start talking about it.
Yeah, it feels a bit premature because
Yeah.
we don't know for certain when her contract is up.
Mm-mm.
I do think she's doing all the right things, and she's doing some of the things you usually see people do when they're wrapping things up with a company.
Mm-hmm.
She has been putting a lot of people over this year. I don't know.
Yeah, she's cool. We love her. That's why we want to see her over here.
Yeah. But we'll get some news on that too. It's wild to think about it that we could get to the end of this year and 2 horsewomen could leave. That's insane.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, but given the 2 horsewomen that are going to stay, not exactly shocked with like their run with that company and how hot they are with that company. So.
Mm-hmm.
Tony also says, as time went on, it seemed like things got worse for her creatively. Not only that, seeing what they did with Kyrie, Coda, New Day, and others in a more heartless manner, then the regression of the division that the horsewomen fought for. Don't be happy about 6 minutes Liv. Ooh, yeah, that Liv clip is. It's been a rough 2 weeks for Liv Online. Yikes.
They won't let her live. Yeah, let me get 5 of those.
That was a very Rory joke, man. That's something I can see Rory doing for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, that Liv clip, and there's like more than one of them going around. But those are those things I don't need to see that stuff.
That's why I don't like this show, man. I don't like this show, you guys.
I just don't care about that kind of stuff. That's unreal, and I get that that's for some people. I don't care about it.
Take these scraps. She liked her scraps. It's like I don't think we need to be broadcasted that. We don't need to see this.
I saved some time, she said, and that match was
Yeah.
only what, like 6 minutes? It was less than 7
Gosh.
minutes. Whew.
That's not crazy. Save some time so you can run more ads, Dad. Thanks. Stinks on ice.
Yeah, if I said everything I feel about her current reign and some of this push, man, might be trouble for your boy. Well, at least here, this is a safe place to say most of my thoughts. But some things I think during the week that I could tweet, I'm just like, oh, this is not very good, guys. I do not enjoy this at all.
0%.
Yeah, hopefully we're putting that belt on EO at SummerSlam, because if not, what the hell are we doing? Get that belt on EO, man. But come on. Tony says, my guess is doing Lodestone must have been something that was not only a love and passion, but something that was therapeutic for her. And seeing at the talent out there, not in WWE, may never be, but are happy and thriving. Yeah, I think the Lodestone thing, she's going to continue to do it no matter what her decision is. If she stays with WWE or not, that kind of seems like something that she always wanted to do. And the way that she has spoken up on behalf of women's wrestling and the impact she's had, like, inside and out of the ring, to inspire an entire generations of wrestlers. Like, that's going to be the thing she's known for. And she's talked about wanting to continue to coach and things even when she's done with wrestling. So I definitely think she's going to continue to do Lodestone.
Yeah, to me, she's already certified. Like, she could leave WWE and be like, I'm retired, and she's up there, super high up there when it comes to doing this. So, like, this is all feels like cherry on top, but, like, selfishly, I want to see her tear it up with a bunch of women outside of WWE. So, hope it's fun.
There's so many things I want to see her do, though, like Bailey in Arena Mexico, Bailey, like, wrestling in Japan or doing other things. And I don't know if those are things that she wants to do. Those are things that I want for her. And as fans, a lot of times those two things don't line up. So that's why I'm like, we'll wait and see. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I know how I see Bailey. I don't think that company sees her the same way.
And I know how hundreds of women's wrestlers also see Bailey because of what she does for the game, and that's more important than anything.
Yes. I mean, there's so much to this. I mean, one of the initial day one AEW wrestlers was compared to Bailey.
Reason for the season, dude.
I mean, really, 2 AEW wrestlers have been compared to Bailey, because Willow also gets the Bailey comparisons.
She does. She does. And that match also. Let me see.
Yeah. Nah, it's too many. I just want to see her get a change of scenery and do something else, man. She's achieved everything there is to achieve over there.
Yep.
Like, what else? I mean, you've got the WrestleMania matches. They keep playing in your face with certain things as well. You forever changed women's wrestling in that company with Mercedes in NXT. They established the tag titles because of you. You've done it. You've left a lasting impact on that company.
Yep. All the accolades.
Yeah. Yep. Steel cage match. Everything you could name. She's one of the longest reigning champions over there at one point. Yeah, you've done it. Let's move on. Let's try some other things. It's cool.
Let's see what you can do over here.
But again, that's what I want for her. She might not. Tony also says, then she not only gets 2 matches she has been wanting in Chris and Willow, but she gets the freedom to face her Lone Stone girls in AEW or the Indies. Either the way WWE moves or Bailey's love of Lyra, she could be Bailey's final project. Then again, I could be wrong. We don't know. This could be Yeah, no, Britt. Of course, Britt was using the name role model at the same time, but I was talking about Kylie. Kylie was the one that was compared to Bailey, of course. I mean, we had that quote from Cody from the first year that was controversial.
They got to bring Bailey. She knows what's up, but I kind of feel like she might go a natty route in like 20 years. She's still going to be in WWE, so who knows?
Yeah, we might end up in a few years with her saying almost the same quote as Paige. I've always been a WWE girl, and people are going to be mad at her.
And like, again, why would you be surprised? Her whole story is that. I mean, Paige said it. I'm like, nobody watched the movie. Why would you be mad at her? She has a movie of that.
Paige, yeah. And then look, they brought her back in, gave her a WrestleMania moment right away, put the titles on her.
They feel the way too. They're like, yeah, you are a WWE girl. Come here, stay home.
I get it. None of that bothered me. I know it. I know the game. I get it. And yeah, the crazy thing about Paige is I think that her AEW run could have been so much better. And you can see, even for her own quote, that if she had put even a little bit more effort into it, because even the way she looks now, I just think it's crazy every time somebody goes to AEW or somewhere else, and then they go back to WWE, and then they just get in the best shape of their lives. And she's in much better shape than she was during the AEW run. You can see that she has at least been trying to do training again with Natty. I still think she could have done more of that with AEW, but that's just how it went.
What can you do?
And I mean, she's still a big star. You see that every time she has the big conventions, what her line looks like. You still see like what her numbers are, like the views and stuff for her videos and everything. Still a big star. Like you can understand why AEW tried to bring her in. It just didn't work out. But she's where she wants to be. So why would anybody complain about that?
She's back home.
Tony says, so who y'all think is the 7 people waiting to come into AEW? I think New Day, Motor City Machine Guns, and Kyrie are 5 of the 7. Curious about the other 2. We know it will not be people like Paige, though. The epidemic in AEW at the time of employing people using it to go back to WWE. Obviously, New Day makes the most sense to me. Motor City Machine Guns. I said Kyrie. Maybe Kaylee Ray.
Yeah.
7.
I can't think of anybody else that's going to come in and like immediately make an impact and not just immediately be sent away to Ring of Honor Purgatory, you know?
Sheamus? Sheamus, the other one, I think. Well, I mean, Sheamus, I think there are a lot of matches I would like to see Sheamus in.
Yeah.
Who I would not mind them signing, but I don't know if that's what she's interested in based on what she's doing with progress and everything, is Nikki Cross. I think she would be a good signing, but
your homegirl did a video with Andrade. What about her?
Somebody sending her over there to test the water? Is that what you think this is? Hey, go on over there and see if you can get some work with Andrade. See what they're talking about over there.
See what it's like, you know? Report back. I'm like, I know who it's not gonna be. Know who not in them 7s, that's for sure.
Yeah, I guess those are my picks: Kaylee Ray and maybe Sheamus. The Sheamus is a more recent release, so it's gonna be a minute.
The tag teams and Kaylee Ray, I suspect, because Kaylee Ray's one that could be she's gonna mean something with how she works, you know.
Yeah, Escobar is another name that's out there. He would fit. He just changed his name.
I like him. I think that could work.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think AEW needs to do a whole lot of signing, though.
No. I don't even think they need 7 names of what people are predicting. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's his new name, Romeo. Romeo.
Romeo is hella funny.
Romeo. Romeo, boy, do that dance. That's how he's gonna show up. He's gonna be doing a dance next to next to Master P at House of Glory. He's gonna Romeo.
People that still go with that Master P House of Glory shit are funny. That's so funny that you said that. Because I'll still randomly get like a thing and somebody be like, hey, whatever happened with Master P and House of Glory? I'm like, I don't fucking know. That was like a one-time bit, I think.
No. Appreciate you as always, Tony P. I think you've got like 2 more that I didn't get to. Yes. Oh, he says, now for a Petty of the Week winner. I gave my winner last week, but Phil missed that humper chat. Oh, man, my bad. He says, for shame, my guy. As to this week, I would say Cody, but he is being a bitch more than Petty. So it's host choice, you two. Time for work. Fuck fascists and Trump. Protect each other. Peace and love. What Cody did?
Yeah, what Cody did. Like, there's some slander in here.
I thought the Cody Punk segment from last night was really good. I thought it did a great job of getting me interested in this pay-per-view match, other than, hey, this is a big blockbuster match. Mm-hmm. I thought that they have really weaved all the other promos that they've had over the last few years together pretty well. And seems like this company needed CM Punk because it has been more interesting since he's been back. I think having a champion that is doing the live shows and is there weekly to build his match to SummerSlam has been a big difference.
And like you see how much a great promo guy can change things. Cause like just give him a mic and send him out there and it's gonna feel like something. And every time he talks or does something, it feels like something.
Yeah, Cody doing the common trope now with Punk where he's like, look, man, I respect you and all these things, but I don't like you. And he laid out all of his reasons, laid out that he was one of the people standing backstage watching him cut the pipe bomb and how that changed the industry. But meanwhile, Cody was the guy that did everything that he said he would do in that pipe bomb. And meanwhile, he was watching the crowd, watching him do those things, hoping that it was you, not me. And I thought that all was good lines, but then Punk's retort to all of it of being just like, nah, man. I hear what you're saying, but at SummerSlam, I'm going to beat you. You got a problem with, doing what you need to do in matches with people you love, which has been a thing that's dogged him for this entire time, whether it be the John Cena match at WrestleMania, the Randy Orton match. And he's like, hey, man, you can say what you want, but at SummerSlam, I'm going to break your heart. I'm going to walk out. And he did the retread of the line from the pipe bomb where he's like, I am still the best in this ring on this microphone. Nobody can touch me, not even Dusty's kid. I was like, yeah, nah. Might be curtains for Cody, buddy. I'm sorry, man. I do not think Cody's winning SummerSlam.
Yeah, no, I definitely Punk going over there. And but bar for bar, blow for blow, CM Punk still got it.
No, he's smoking it right now. He's having great matches. Great WrestleMania main event before he went away. Came back and had a great match with Sami Zayn. So far, this build with Cody has been incredible. So, now he's killing shit. Mm-hmm. I think, funny enough, I was just talking to a friend of the show on the phone a few days ago about who is Wrestler of the Year. and I think it's Max at this point. And his argument against Max, um, I came afterwards and said, if it's not Max, who is it?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have much of an argument at that point. And I said, yeah. I said the only other person from WWE that I would put up against Max is Punk, but Punk hasn't wrestled as much as Max this year, and I don't think he's had the same impact as Max. And I think that's where Max would clear him. Other than him, maybe Yota Tsuji. I think he's had a great year in terms of the matches he's had, the big moments he's had. But I still think it's Max. I still think Max is ahead of him.
Yeah, Max has a better resume than everybody else for this year for sure.
Yeah, and for a moment I thought it was Andrade, but I don't know, man. Max has had a pretty good year.
Andrade's hot for sure, but like as far as like having the moments, having the matches, having the promos, having the world championship, Max has all that.
Yeah, but Punk is in the mix. I think he's in that conversation.
Definitely.
But I think the thing that puts Max and some others ahead of him is that they've just had more matches than him.
Right. Yeah. But he's a top guy. He deserves that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
We got another one from I think this is Doc Cab J. I think that's how you pronounce that. He says, fellas, remember when the kip ups were special? It was either protected or folks just didn't know secret code. Suddenly it's become the new super kick, not part of a moveset, just a thing everybody does. Yeah, because, we're in the era of work rate and everybody has to do all of these cool things in the ring. They got to hit all the cool spots. They got to do all the uber athletic stuff. And I think it looks cool when certain people do it, but it's kind of overused.
Most people just don't. A lot of young wrestlers don't understand the psychology behind some things. They're just like, I saw my favorite wrestler do this at this point, so I'm going to do it. But there was a reason why the wrestlers were doing it at that point. And that art is kind of lost because of what Phil's describing. This is viral times. We're all trying to become gifts. We're all trying to become these things. And the little things don't really matter. So like, what you're like, sometimes like there's complaints that fans and people have like that wrestlers, they don't even give a shit. Like they're not even thinking about that part. And that's kind of how some things exist. I don't know if it's ever going to get better or what's going to happen, but that's just kind of where it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when The Rock started doing the kip up and how it felt like a big deal when he did it. Yeah. But that's because, we had heard for the longest that Rock was like this blue chipper, big athlete, and he did athletic things, but it was different when he started doing the kip up because not a lot of people in the company were doing it.
Right. And it was kind of a fuck you to Shawn Michaels since they've always kind of beefed.
Yeah. But, it's just different. Wrestlers are a lot more athletic and it's more built around work rate than it used to be.
Right.
But yeah, people, I assume part of the reason you brought this up is because of that clip of Julia Hart. And I saw it and I was like, oh, the internet is going to be merciless, but it's wrestling. Everything's not going to look clean. It's going to be what it is.
It's funny how these are mostly women's clips that this shit happens to. But,
it always happens.
Another story for another day.
It always happens, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Every time there's one of these botch videos, it makes sense. But you watch Botchamania, it's not filled with women's wrestling clips. But why does the internet take to those?
These are the questions. Like
watch Botchamania. There's 50 botches from men, but they don't talk about that.
No. They definitely don't talk about men's wrestling or women's wrestling the same way. It's not the same. Before we get out of here, I did want to run through updates for G1 CLIMAX 36. It has been a busy week of wrestling. I am up to date. I'm kind of surprised I'm up to date because I had to catch up during the week, but I am up to date. I did see this morning's episode, so I am
Oh, let's go.
officially all the way up to date. Last time we were here, I believe we talked about night 2 because that was right after the show here in Chicago. So night 3, we got Drilla Maloney versus Henare. I thought that was a strong match. Drilla is coming up after a big win over Gabe Kidd. Henare picked up the win in that win in a pretty strong match. I like Henare, man. I think he has a great look. I love how vicious he is. I love the name of his headbutt that he does, the hammerhead. You don't get a lot of wrestlers like him that just completely lean into their heritage. He's got the face tattoo. His theme song is a banger, man. Big fan of Henare, man.
Yeah, his look, like wrestlers don't look like that anymore, and like I just love that he looked like the airport test, as they say. If this fool walks in the airport, you're like, who is he? He's insane. He's crazy.
Yeah, but he picked up the big win on night 3 against Drilla Maloney, who is having a fantastic tournament. More about that in a minute. But wasn't his night on night 3. We also got Oscar versus Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd is coming off the loss to Drilla Maloney, as I said. Kidd ended up having a tough day at the office against Oscar. He had to hit this guy with 2 pile drivers to put him away, pick up his first 2 points of the tournament. But that ended up being a great match. I think Oscar has been a highlight for me so far. I was looking forward to seeing what he would look like in this tournament as a singles competitor. And so far, so good. As the less over guy in his tag team, obviously, Yudo Ice is the hot guy in that tag team at the moment. I think so far so good. This has really benefited Oscar, man. He's got the new presentation with the theme song and everything, and he's wrestled some great matches.
I knew that being in the G1 was going to do that just because of reps and just being with different opponents, and having singles matches was going to do it. It's good to see him shining like that.
Yes. Also got Callum Newman taking on Ren Narita. There were House of Torture shenanigans. It wasn't as grating as some of the other House of Torture matches, but they definitely leaned on that. They leaned on the shoulder injury that Callum Newman entered the tournament with. Ren Narita ended up forcing him to tap out to win Callum's first loss of the tournament. But that wasn't the biggest talking point from night 3. Yuya Uemura versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the main event was excellent. Really, really great match.
Big 5.
Yeah, great match. Yuya looks like every bit the babyface you want him to be. I keep saying that this is the guy that eventually they're going to put everything on this guy's shoulders. He still might pick to win the tournament. Picked up a big win over Zack Sabre Jr. in a fantastic match. Zack has still been top of his game, and yeah, big for Yuya. If you have not seen this match, definitely check it out. I did not know it got the 5-star, but
yeah,
well deserved.
I'm definitely going. I wanted to watch it off of that, but Zack Sabre is a different human being in G1, so it makes sense that he's moving like this already.
Yeah, he's in playoff mode.
Yeah,
you know what time it is. He's been tremendous, and I don't think he's going to win, obviously, but he's going to, of course, have some good matches. And he's the kind of guy you need in the mix because so much of this tournament is about building up the young guys. And so far, a lot of these young guys that have had the matches with him have been tremendous.
He's a good opponent for them.
Yes, definitely. Ryohei Oiwa took on Great Khan on night 4. Great Khan, he's funny, man. He is so hit or miss for me. Sometimes he'll come out and he'll have matches that I really like, and then other times I'm just like, I don't know. This was just kind of there for me. Oiwa picked up the win with the Roy Clutch he does. We also got Jake Lee versus Goto on the same card. Goto lost surprisingly after a really strong match on night 2. They're still selling that Jake Lee has a handful of moves where if he hits it, that's the end of the match. So if you get caught in the corner, you got to get out of there quickly before he hits the FBS. Unfortunately, Goto fell victim to the FBS, and Jake Lee picked up another 2 points. Jake Lee had one of my favorite matches he's had since he's been back this morning, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, hey, that was actually all right. Which I'll get to that in a minute. I didn't expect to like that match as much as I did, but go figure.
Wow. That's a surprise. I didn't expect to hear that this morning.
Yeah. We had kind of a surprise matchup of Takeshita versus Yuto Ice. I thought that this was a strong matchup for Yuto. He showed that he belonged in there. Still very over. All of his like chants and everything are still hot. The crowd really likes this guy, and it's Takeshita, who has bad matches with Takeshita. I thought that he took Takeshita to the limit, but of course Takeshita ended up picking up the win in the end. But I thought it was a strong showing for Yuto Ice.
I mean, Takeshita, he's on fire too. G1 brings out something different in him too.
Yes, it does. And one of the biggest shocks of the tournament so far, Yota Tsuji, after his first night win over Takeshita, faced Sonata. And this was a great match. Sonata picked up the win here over Yota Tsuji, guys. After the first night and the Sonata stuff with this fit he's wearing, and it kind of feels like he's not putting in maximum effort in some of these matches. He actually won here. And not only did he win, the crowd was firmly behind him. The crowd was loud for him throughout this match. I was shocked by it.
Yeah, I think momentum sometimes, Phil, that's exactly what you need in these tournaments. And after the start of it, I think Sonata kind of knew what his place was, and he has to do something extraordinary out of here. And hey, beating the world champion is the way to do it.
Yeah, this kicked off a rough go of it for Tsuji. He lost 2 in a row. But I did not expect one of his first 2 losses in this tournament would be to Sonata, guys. But it was a really good match. I thought the atmosphere for this match was excellent as well. Go figure. Sonata picked up the win. The main event of this night was Boltin Oleg versus Shingo. Man, everything you'd expect. Big meaty men slapping meat. This was awesome. Shingo has been fantastic in the tournament so far. I love what they've been doing with Boltin Oleg for the past year or so. I keep saying, like, he's one of my favorite big men in wrestling right now. And yeah, this was what you'd expect. Big lariats, big chops. Boltin Oleg trying to pick up a very big guy and Shingo and doing the Boltin shake and all these things with him. It's just like, I don't know if you're supposed to be effortlessly picking this guy up like that, but
strong guy. Real strong guy.
Very strong guy. But yeah, Shingo Takagi ended up I'm sorry, he ended up losing. I was about to say Shingo won, but I'm wrong. Boltin Oleg ended up picking up the win. Big win for Oleg to end the night. He ended the night giving the go home promo to the crowd. That got us into night 5, which I'm trying to remember everything that was on night 5, which is why I also have everything on my phone in front of me because memory's not what it was, guys. Not what it was. Not quite as sharp as it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, night 5 we got Gabe Kidd versus Aaron Wolf, which I was very curious going in to see how this would go. So far, so good. I think Aaron Wolf has been a great addition to this tournament. I was curious to see how well he would do, especially after they took him out of the New Japan Cup so early. Still one of the most strange booking decisions of the year to have him lose to Don Fale in the first round of the New Japan Cup. But so far, so good. I think he's been great in this tournament. Gabe came out and mocked him right away. He came out with a judo gi on, making fun of him, mocking the IWGP Global Belt continuously as well. they had their standoff in their gis. At one point, Aaron Wolf was throwing around doing those big cool judo throws that he does. And, Gabe worked his style. He ended up, hitting him with the Oni and a pile driver to win, to pick up his next 2 points to get 4 at that point. But this was a fun match. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good to see Gabe here back healthy. And the G1's really helping him too. Aaron Wolf is a good case study in this because the momentum is like they can't figure out exactly what to do with him early, but I think the G1 is going to establish what he is after this.
Yes. Henare against Oscar was also on the show. This was fun as well. Oscar continues to look strong. Henare picking up this very tall man and hitting him with massive power bombs. That's how this one ended. Henare moved up to 4 points at this point. Then we also had Drilla Maloney versus Yuya Uemura. This was excellent as well. Like I said, Drilla Maloney is having a really great run in this tournament. I'm glad that they're rewarding him for staying and putting him in a prominent position. I thought he had a good run last year in the G1, but it felt like he was just like right on the cusp of like progressing and moving forward. And you can tell they're really using this tournament as a vehicle to position him. Even if he doesn't win this tournament, he's going to come out of the other end better off. They're clearly setting up the match with him and Gabe for the IWGP Global Belt as well. Exactly what you want to see them do with somebody like Drilla. And he bet on himself. He made the decision to stay and not come to the US with the other War Dogs. And it's worked out really well for him.
Yeah, some people, that was just that move and not getting caught up and in the mix with 100 wrestlers in the American companies of staying over there and trying to carve your ground. I think it was good for Drilla. He's getting better and better every week. It looks like the training's really working out for him.
Yes. He ended up hitting Yuya Uemura with a spine buster and a nasty looking Drilla killer to pick up the win. Big win over Yuya Uemura. Then the night one main event was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Callum Newman. Another really excellent match from Zack Sabre Jr. If you're not on the Callum train after his New Japan Cup run and his time as champion, make way, man. Get on the train because this was another really great showing for him. I thought he had a great showing on night one as well against Yuya Uemura. This was really, really good. The two Brits main eventing this night.
Hell yeah.
As great as this match was, and as much as I rave about Zack Sabre Jr., I thought this was the right call. Callum Newman picked up the win here. Huge win for him, picking up the win over another former world champion. And so far, even with the injury, even after losing the belt to Tsuji before this tournament, he's had a strong showing so far.
Yeah, he feels extra confident. This is like when taking a chance and taking a risk and putting it on a young guy helps because this benefited. Like he's like, I was world champion. I could get back to that place and I'm going to carry this confidence into this tournament and beyond.
Yeah, but yeah, just everything, the exchanges with Zach. Zach is so good. Like the holds and everything, of course, but wasn't enough to put Callum Newman away. He picked up the big win here.
That's what's up.
Believe this morning was night 6. Yeah, that's right. This morning, night 6. By the time this show started, because I was waiting for it to come on, I couldn't remember if it was going to start at 3:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the morning because I was trying to make the decision of should I go to sleep and just set my alarm and get back up for it. I ended up staying up and I was like, is this thing coming on at 4:30? And I ended up watching a bunch of other wrestling and turns out it was on at 4:30. So I just stayed up all the way to 4:30 and watched it.
Shit, that is late or early, depending on where you are.
Come on, man. Love of the game. What do you want me to do? Love of the game. But we got Hiroki Goto versus Great Khan. Hiroki Goto has had a pretty solid run so far. I thought his win over Suji was great. Wild that we got up to that point, and after the win, after the loss to Goto, and the surprise loss to Sonata, Suji was 1-2 in the tournament. And again, if you would have told me Sonata would be one of those losses, I would have bet. I would have bet the farm against that win.
This is the G1. That's what happens.
But yeah, this was, again, Great-O-Khan could be very hit or miss, but I thought this was solid for what it was. Great-O-Khan ended up picking up the win with the Eliminator. Then after that, we got Sonata, again in action versus Jake Lee. And this is where I was saying I was surprised how much I liked this match. Given the two opponents here and how divisive some of the Sonata stuff has been since he's been back. And then Jake Lee has been... Jake Lee has not been my cup of tea all year. But I knew we were in for kind of a different match because Jake Lee came out without his makeup. He was taking this one seriously. He didn't have his clown mask or any of this. I don't know what it was about Sonata that he took this one serious, but we got some great back and forth between them in this match. They were still trying to sell the face buster shot in the corner as something that could put Sonata away in an instant. He has the chokehold that he does as well that could put Sonata away. I thought the finish to this was very inventive. Sonata, of course, does the Paradise Lock where he gets somebody in the corner and then he does the kick to knock them out of it. They're outside of the ring. It looks like they're both going to get counted out. And Sonata puts Jake Lee in the Paradise Lock along the barricade. He can't get out of it. Sonata slides back in the ring, and that's how he picks up the win. I thought it was a great finish. And like I said, for most of the Jake Lee matches this year, this was the most I've enjoyed one. So, got to give my guy credit, man.
That's not the match that I would predict would be one of those ones, but look, here we are.
This was the most enjoyable Jake Lee match this year. I am so surprised, man.
Mm-hmm. Jake Lee and Sonata. Wild.
Yeah, that was definitely not the match I expected to come in here and say I enjoyed more than I expected, but here we are. We also had Boltin Oleg versus Takeshita. This was awesome. Another match where Boltin Oleg is in there, hitting someone very hard, slinging them around. What can we say about Takeshita that has not been said? He is awesome. Had a tremendous match here. Had to put on his work boots against this big guy. Ended up eventually putting him away with the Raging Fire. Really, really fun match. Then we got Oyowa versus Yudo Ice. Also a great one as well. Oyowa had to get this one out of the mud as well. Yudo Ice hasn't picked up a bunch of wins in this tournament, but he's made all of his opponents work twice as hard to put him away. He's shown a lot of fighting spirit in this tournament, and that's exactly what you want for somebody out of this, where you want to accentuate what he does well, but you also want to put over that he's not a singles competitor, he's a tag team wrestler. And I think with that in mind, both him and Oscar have looked great in the tournament, despite the fact that they haven't been dominant.
Yeah, and they could continue to use that as a storytelling tool throughout this tournament of like, they probably would do better if they had their partner to tag out to.
Yeah, and I think with just the fight they've put up in all their matches, they're going to come out of the other side of the tournament even more popular.
Right.
Especially Oscar. That's my prediction coming out of this. I think people are going to come away liking Oscar even more after this tournament. But yeah, he did take another L here to Oyowa. But it was a hard fought win for him. The main event of this show this morning, I honestly was fading at this point. I was drifting off at this point, but this match was incredible. Shingo Takagi versus Yota Tsuji. I don't think Tsuji has missed very much this year. And that's why I was saying earlier, he should be in the conversation for Wrestler of the Year. He's had a string of incredible matches. I thought the match at Wrestle Kingdom against Takeshita was a lot better than it's gotten credit for, because everybody, of course, talked about the main event, which was Okada versus Tanahashi in the retirement match and the significance of that. But I thought that Tsuji and Takeshita tore it down. I thought that their rematch in night one of this tournament was really good as well. And despite the fact that he lost to Goto on the second night, I thought they also had a great match. This match was really, really good, though. Just the exchanges of each other's moves, and Shingo using the Gene Blaster at certain points in this match. Tsuji using the big lariat, the pump and bomber against him at certain points. And the times when they decided to use them, spots where Shingo is like firing out of the corner and Tsuji is countering him, some of the chops and the big lariats in this, just the pacing to this match, really, really good one. I would not be surprised if Dave threw a five star on this one as well, because it was really, really good. You forget just how good Shingo is sometimes, because he had an underrated run as world champion during the pandemic, and Shingo looks like every bit what you want him to be. He looks like the guy that should be the face of this company right now. He feels like a big deal. He feels like the world champion. Even like I said, the losses he's had in this tournament so far, he's elevated everybody he's been in there with to his level. And it feels like Shingo rose to the level to face a world champion here. And I think that's everything you should want out of a top guy.
Yeah, in a tournament like this, when it all is kind of on the line every match, and Shingo is so interesting because, like you said, he could be the top guy, but he's kind of fifth, sixth in the place of how they feel. But in any day could change. He could be the next one up, and he always continues to bring this out of different opponents and making every main event he's in feels like a main event, maybe with the strikes, maybe with the pacing, maybe with the storytelling. He just really gets it. He really understands what it's like to be a main event New Japan wrestler.
Yeah. Really, really good match. The superplex at one point that Goto hit, sorry, not Goto, but Shingo Takagi hit, really, really great. Just like the competitive rivalry throughout this match as well, trying to one-up each other, using each other's moves, trying to like hit each other as hard as possible. But in the end, Tsuji did pick up the win here with his new finisher, the Fire Blaster. I still don't know how he does it. It looks fantastic every time he does it. And he keeps finding interesting ways to jump into the Fire Blaster or the Gene Blaster, because he doesn't charge and come straight out of the corner every time. Sometimes he comes firing off the ropes and does it. Sometimes he'll hit it like really suddenly when he's close, and he's just pulled it together. You can tell when a wrestler starts doing that and they start like, adapting their finisher and doing different versions of it in ring. You can tell he's on that kind of run.
He locked in. Yep. That world championship shit, man. He just moved into something else. Like, he took a lot of the talks personally, and I feel like he's like, I'm going to put this company on my back and really do this.
Absolutely. We've got night 7 coming up. I believe that is, I think that's tonight. I think it's Sunday. And the matches we have for tonight, we've got, of course, the undercard, the tag matches for it, but all the G1 matches we have: Aaron Wolf versus Oscar, Hinare versus Ren Narita, Drilla Maloney versus Callum Newman. That should be a fun one. And the main event, 2 Brits in the main event again: Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gabe Kidd. Very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to trash. These guys are going to talk to each other.
Yes.
That shit should be awesome. That was one of the fun moments also when Callum beat him and he cut the go home promo afterwards, and Zach is going in the back and he's like, yeah, you get on out of here. He's talking trash to him on the way out. Really great. It's something about the energy with these Brits, man. I don't know. They get into their bag when they start talking shit, because it's not like the usual stuff you expect. They're coming with the accent, and it's just like, it feels like a little bit more disrespectful. I don't know why. It
does. It feels like it. It feels some different vitriol behind it.
It definitely has different energy behind it, but
Mhm.
that is the G1 so far. So far we have the leaders for both sides. In Block A, Takeshita is in the lead with 6 points. Right behind him, there is a multi-man tie for 4 points with Hiroki Goto, Oiwa, Bolden Oleg, Jake Lee, Great Khan, Yuto Ice, Sanada, and Yota Tsuji. Shingo Takagi is in last with 2 points.
Mm.
And Block B, there's a four-way tie with 6 points each. Callum Newman, Hinare, Drilla Maloney, and Gabe Kidd. And then right beneath them, Aaron Wolf, Oscar, Zack Sabre Jr. Sorry, Ren Narita, not Zack Sabre Jr. All have 4 points apiece. Zack Sabre is in dead last, and Block B was 2 points.
Mm. Damn.
And of course, at the bottom was 0 points because he had to withdraw with Shota Umino.
Shota. Good shit so far. Everybody who's supposed to do their thing has been doing their thing.
Yes, I continue to say the most fun about this year in New Japan is really seeing the youth movement come along and see all these guys develop. You really see like they were, behind the 8 ball after last year and losing Okada, losing Tanahashi last year because he retired, losing Naito as well. And you see how so many of these guys have come along. They put so much pressure on Shota and Tsuji and Ren by calling them the Three Musketeers of this era. But Tsuji's really come along. He's really developed into the guy for this company for now. Shota, it felt like Shota was on the cusp of moving forward as well before this injury. I have no doubt he'll come back and probably have a big match for Wrestle Kingdom. The Ren stuff is still... the House of Torture stuff is not for me, but he's in a very popular faction with them. He's coming along, but like Oiwa, man, Oiwa is a guy that's going to be a big asset for this company. Yuya Mura as well. And it's just really cool to see all of these young guys still in the mix. I mean, even still having Gabe come in and have matches for him and Drilla, like all of these guys are young. So
Boat no leg, like they got some guys.
Yes. And so far, the Aaron Wolf experiment has worked out really well for them. When he first came in and they were doing the press conference and stuff with him, I didn't know what to expect. But when you saw the reactions to him at Wrestle Kingdom, it's like, oh no, they've got a big star.
Yeah, the fans really understand it. And for him to be able to cook in the G1 so early is great.
Yeah. I think his transition so far has worked out really well. It's interesting to see it from this side and this company's history with bringing in like an MMA or judo guy and how that's worked out for them in the past. And so far, so good. He's completely bought in. He is a pro wrestler. He's not trying to come in and, not do what everybody else has done. And he's pointed out from the beginning, even his Wrestle Kingdom match, doing a big reveal that he had the Young Lions trunks on. He's taking it very seriously. He wants to be here. And so I think that's part of why this has worked out so well for him. The fans have really responded well to him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, being flung into this New Japan, there's a lot of news coverage and all of this stuff, but I mean, he's been at the highest heights, so he knows how to take it on, and getting to have different opponents and different things on the way up, I think is really working out for him.
Yeah. I have more updates for you in the next few weeks. I'm going to try my best, like I did this morning, to watch everything live. I sometimes don't. Sometimes I'm like, well, I'll watch it tomorrow. But I think even with all of this WWE radio stuff, news, I enjoy covering New Japan. It's my favorite wrestling company. And so I am going to try to be as consistent as possible covering New Japan because I have an outlet where I could do it. And I think that there are more people in this space that should make the effort to cover more things. If you're one of those people that's like, oh, I wish this outlet or this place covered this or covered AEW more. If you got an outlet, you should be doing it. You should be making the content you want to make.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way. If you're trying to appease other people, it's not going to work out.
Yeah. I believe we got all of our Humper chats. We've got a handful of super chats before we get out of here.
Yes, sir. The homie Devil Kazuya says Parker back to AEW, closer and closer to reality.
Parker Boudreaux.
What Parker
Will
gonna
Parker
do?
sign him up?
I'm chill.
I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, Devil Kazuya. What other Parker is there? Oh, or do you mean my man from the tag team, Parker?
Maybe.
You know, Daddy Magic and
Okay, yeah.
Parker.
If you're talking about him, I'm in. Yeah. Angelo Parker. I'm in. I like Angelo Parker.
I was confused.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
confused
yeah.
at first. I was like, "What Parker is he talking about?" If you're talking about Angelo
Okay.
Parker, then yeah.
Okay, you talking about Angela Parker? I'm in. But like Parker Boudreaux or whatever, I'm chill.
Yeah, I was so confused at first. I was like, "Parker? What Parker are you talking about?"
Mhm.
I hope so, because if we're closer to Ruby Soho coming back, she is very much missed. I don't know how far she is from an update, but I hope she comes back.
Needed in the division for real.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully, she is doing well. Hopefully, they've got a healthy kid at home and they're in a good place.
Absolutely. Love to them.
That's all of our super chats. Just double checking. I think that's all of our hyper chats as well. Appreciate you guys as always. Like I said, we will be back reviewing AEW Redemption on our YouTube channel.
Monday.
And then until then, we'll be back at our usual time slot here on Fightful's YouTube channel. But until then, we'll see you when we see you. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay. Righteous Reg. We are out of here.